Yeah. Okay. Okay. So welcome, guys, to September's live stream. We're here at the studio. To my left, we have Xiaodi. Do you want to introduce yourself in two or three sentences?
Hello, I'm Xiaodi.
This is Xiaodi, also known as Virus. He's not a fox; he's a wolf. To my right is.
I'm Burger. I currently have a Picari sweat, which is appropriate for this month's live stream, I would say.
And our second guest here, Tatsuro, our main guest, I really should say. Would you like to introduce yourself, just briefly?
Hi, kia ora everyone. I'm Tatsuro. I am originally from New Zealand, but living in Japan. I am a blue and yellow wingless dragon.
I support Ukraine as well.
Pleasure to be here.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I had to. But isn't it that on your Telegram? That's.
We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Was it,
Isn't that the Ukraine thing on your Telegram name or something like that?
Yeah. I have it on my Twitter display name as well. I figured I should be fully supporting blue and yellow constituent countries. So Ukraine it is, and also touch wood if Sweden gets invaded as well. I will fully support Sweden.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was about to. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Or IKEA.
Yeah.
I think that's part of Sweden.
So you can probably go to like IKEA Ukraine and you'd be like a national hero maybe. I'm not too sure. But I would vote for you. Okay.
I would too.
That guy would vote for you. Okay. So well, what are we gonna do today? This stream. So. This stream is a little bit special. Our live streams have kind of been an experiment for the past, 6 or 7 months since we've been doing them. We wanted to do something more cross-cultural, or at least along the lines of cross-cultural for this live stream. So Tatsuro graciously sent us some Japanese snacks about, 2 weeks ago. And unfortunately, due to Japanese law, we tried to send him some snacks. They're actually sitting at our feet right now. Unfortunately, we tried to send him some Taiwanese snacks, but unfortunately, due to Japanese law, we were unable to do so. So we will buy Tatsuro pizza. Yeah.
Sorry, I think I figured out why. Actually, it's because you didn't register it with a travel agency, and you needed to do it through. You needed to get a set itinerary for the snacks to come in. That's probably why.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think the rules are changing though, so
right.
After that.
And this is definitely something that everyone, like every country has their own laws, and so unfortunately we didn't do the proper research, but we will buy Tatsuro pizza after the live stream. So thank you so much for sending us. We don't even know what the snacks are. We don't know. We wanted to open up. We've got it right here in this box that does not have his address on there.
Anymore.
Yeah. I didn't introduce myself, but I'll make it brief because I do this at least like 10 times or 100 times in my life already. But yeah, my name is Michael the Macho Fox. I'm one of the co-hosts of the Fox and Furry podcast. I'm the main director of our production house. I'm a translator. I study translation. And I've been living in Taiwan for about 4 years. You've been living here for 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years. And Xiaodi is a Taiwanese fur. So I guess he's been living here his whole life. Xiaodi is here to explain to us, on our side, the Taiwanese snacks that we were unable to send to Tatsuro. So we'll kind of open up one Japanese snack and like one Taiwanese snack at the same time. And then Tatsuro here will share some stories about him living in Japan, and overall like his experiences at JMOF as well. We'll probably provide some commentary as well. So yeah, we can start. Let's start with the unboxing. And thank you, Cinderella. I don't think Cinderella's watching, but Cinderella, he gave me this surgical knife.
Oh.
It was like a gift back at a fur meet like last year. So yeah.
Surgical knife. All right.
Yeah. So I don't want to put it on my laptop.
Of course. Yeah.
You want to do color commentary?
Color commentary. Okay. So right now he's opening up on the sides where the tape is, where you usually.
Not me. It's just like talking about commentary on other stuff.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I was fully engaged in that.
You were engaged?
That was exciting.
Man, okay, last time I opened up a box. Last time, there was a shirt inside the box. I don't think that person is watching the stream. I opened up a box with a knife, and there's a shirt inside, and I stabbed the shirt. So I'm actually trying to be careful.
Okay.
I know who that person is, and I'm sorry. I apologize to him like 10 times.
I think I see what one of the snacks is already.
Hey, look, Japanese.
It is.
Wow, it's a 租立方法.
Which means what?
I'm not sure. I don't even know what that means in Chinese. Like renting something.
Assembling.
Assembling.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Okay.
All right, so
Loprov says he likes your hair.
nice. Yeah. Hey, if Loprov is really there, like, do I look like Peter Parker? Have you seen Spider-Man? You see Spider-Man?
Peter Parker?
Yeah. Have you seen? Yeah, Peter Parker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen Spider-Man, Tatsuro?
Yeah.
Do you think I look like Peter Parker? Tobey
Funnily enough, I
Maguire?
was talking to a friend
Maybe,
about this earlier.
yeah.
I haven't seen
Like
the
Spider-Man
most
3.
recent ones, but I have seen like the original trilogy with what's his face, Garfield. Garfield
Yeah.
is the first one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I said, we're probably going to be opening up one snack at a time. I would say every 10 minutes or so. It looks like they survived. I see Kit Kats already, so I kind of want to pick that. I guess this.
Okay.
Like we don't. Like we do have a list on our end, but I guess Tatsuro, you don't have a list, right?
No, and that's the thing. I should have written it down ahead of time, but I have a vague recollection of what I packed because I know that some of them I packed for a reason.
Right.
So I was like trying to run through them, but I think as you bring them out, I'll be able to be like, oh yeah, that's right, I put that in there.
So I'll open this up. What's the first one? Oh, this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hold this one up. So this is what we'll open on our end. This is called. What is it called?
In Chinese,
Yes.
蚵仔煎洋芋片, and in English is oyster omelette flavor potato chips.
Yeah. So over here in Taiwan, maybe other places, but mainly here in Taiwan, we have a special kind of like.
I think you might want to put this here actually to give some space.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Say goodbye to.
Over.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, yeah. So over here in Taiwan, we have this kind of omelet that we fry over like a grill, like a flat, the kind that you have like a teppanyaki or whatever, that kind of grill. And we put like oyster and other kinds of things inside of it as well. You can
So
get
I'm
it
so
at,
proud. I'm
like,
taking a picture of this. Sorry, it's really
Okay.
pretty.
yeah, it is a nice design for a
Yeah.
cat. Yeah.
Put it in my pocket.
Now I actually have a story about those kinds of flavored chips. Actually,
Yeah. Go ahead.
when I first moved into my second apartment in Zhongli, my coworkers had helped me move in, and they saw that there was a vending machine nearby, on the same floor as my apartment, and one of them asked, like, "Have you ever tried this, the oyster flavored, like chips?" And I said no, and he kind of got this smile of like, "Oh gosh, I wonder what he's gonna think about it."
It's not a big portion, but we have a lot of snacks, so we can't eat everything at once.
Yeah.
It looks like Ruffles.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Ruffles. I know we can't zoom in because we don't have the zooming in. We don't have camera B over there, sadly. It looks like Ruffles though.
Yeah. But like the first time I tried it, I actually liked it quite a bit.
Oh, that's cute.
It's cute.
Ruffles, are they like a wavy cut?
Yes, it is
Yeah.
a wave cut.
Are they
I'm
called
not
something
sure if
different
they're
in New
Ruffles
Zealand?
but it would be kind of the standard potato chip.
Right.
Shape, I think.
I
the Bluebird or the Easter chips.
I almost feel like are Ruffles called something differently in New Zealand? Damn, I
Well,
need.
I believe Ruffles is a brand, and we don't have that as a brand. We actually have a couple of major chip brands. I mentioned them earlier, Bluebird and Eater. Bluebirds are cute. They've got little penguins as their mascot. I think if you search
I
on
actually
YouTube,
need to
someone's
wash
posted
my
like
hands.
some of their ads.
Okay.
I feel bad. I need to wash my hands because that actually melted a little bit. I'm so sorry.
Maybe you should get some paper towels.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, yeah, Bluebird commercials, I believe one that I remember vaguely growing up was a bunch of computer-generated little blue penguins or something in the... Penguins live in the Antarctic, I think, so Antarctic. But they were dancing to the Bee Gees song Giant Talking while doing choreography with potato chip packets. And that has stuck with me for so long that I'm able to just recall that right now, but I remember that growing up. It was a very strange ad. But, yeah, Bluebird potato chips.
Would you like to go first then?
I'm a fan of these, so I'll just stick right in. Yeah.
Michael, you said that you were going to send me a curveball. Was this the curveball?
No, that curveball is coming up. That curveball is coming up. I don't know. We'll make it. We'll make it a special. We'll make a secret.
Yeah. Let's make that a surprise.
So I do want to tell the audience. I do want to tell the audience that I actually don't eat seafood. So I'm actually not a big fan of oyster omelet. This flavor, like, it's bearable to me. Yeah, I normally don't eat seafood, so I went to the wrong country, but I like it. Like I can like if someone gave me this because I remember we bought this at a room party, didn't we? For Furman, 我有买吗
Furry?
For Furman 我没有买，还是高雄才会。
好像有。
Yeah, like we bought this for FurCon like 2 months ago. I forget when Furman was.
It was back in July, I think. Yeah.
And then that's the thing. Would you like to try a chocolate?
So I don't eat chocolate. I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah. Can you explain this to the Kit Kat? So this is what kind of the only character I can read on here is sweet.
So I believe that is actually sweet and bitter. So it's the equivalent of dark chocolate.
Right.
Basically. It's not milk, which is what a normal Kit Kat would be. It's dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And this is not how Kit Kats are normally packaged. Like normally you can get a rather big bag of like individual like treat size, but I got these ones specifically because they're cube. Virus, that's too cute. They're cube shaped, and they come in a nice little packet. And also that particular flavor had an extra 10% of quantity, so I was like, let's do that.
10%, man.
Other flavors, I believe, at the moment are strawberry and also whole wheat cookie, whole wheat biscuit.
What about matcha? Don't they have matcha Kit Kats? I remember I bought some.
They do, but not in that style.
Gotcha.
Style.
You have more of these chips if you want.
Yeah.
I'll eat a chocolate.
Speaking of matcha Kit Kats, the first time I came to Taiwan and you were showing me around, we went to, I think coincidentally FF was on that time. This was back in 2018, I believe, in 2018. But I had brought a bunch of matcha Kit Kats with me just because this was part of a round the world trip that I was doing. And
right.
It was my first stop, and I thought, I'll bring some Japanese stuff. And I remember handing a few of the matcha Kit Kats out to some Taiwanese artists that I was a fan of, and I met at FF. And then I remember, like, the next day walking away thinking, oh no, I probably just handed them like half melted Kit Kat.
I see.
It was so humid that day.
Yeah, I met okay, I didn't say this yet. I met Tatsuro around 2018. Well, because we met at JMO first. JMO 2018.
Yeah, so that would have been January 2018. Yeah.
That's right, January 2018. It was cold. I wore a suit. Tatsuro knows this. I got mistaken as Japanese several times. And then Tatsuro came to Taiwan later that year. Was it September? October?
It would have been it would have been July or August.
Gotcha.
Late July or early August, because I remember I was back in Japan in Tokyo for my birthday. Yeah.
I met you and Fixius, which I thought that was really cool. Like I met like two guys from a con that I didn't think I'd meet them again. By the way, I don't think we explained properly what the oyster omelet chips were, so do you want to explain that?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
This is a kind of potato chip that has the most Taiwanese flavor, but it doesn't really actually have an oyster flavor. But a lot of Taiwanese people really like this flavor. I really recommend you try it.
I recommend it too. Yeah.
I recommend it as well. Even though I don't eat seafood, but I feel like I've never seen that in America. I've never seen that.
Now, someone in the audience is wondering if you're actually allergic to seafood.
Me? Oh yeah, well, Wolfie. So hello, Wolfie. I feel like I'm a president, like looking at the camera. I'm not used to this, like a teleprompter. Like I'm looking like this. Yeah. So, yeah, we have it. Don't.
Vice principal stance as
Yeah.
well with your
Yeah,
elbows
yeah.
like this.
We have someone breaking the fourth wall. Don't pay attention to him. But yeah, no. To Wolfie, to get to your question, I used to eat seafood a lot as a kid because I was born and raised in Hawaii, and I later moved to Texas though. And when I moved to Texas, I realized like I guess my taste changed over time, and then I realized I didn't like the sort of like salty flavor of the chips. And sorry of seafood, like the saltiness, like the fishiness, I really should say. And so that's something that it really took me like. It was kind of a shock, but I don't know. Like I don't hate myself, or I don't regret like not eating seafood anymore, because it's my body, right? Like I can't hate my body for its change. And then it's funny because every time we go to have like sushi or whatever, some people like this guy, he likes to eat sushi, but for me, I don't. So when I go eat sushi, I say, can I have like ramen instead? They don't always serve ramen with sushi. Like that's not always a thing. But when it is a thing, that's what I would do.
I actually just had sushi for dinner earlier, and it was at Sushiro, and that is one of the places where you can order ramen with your sushi. Yeah,
that's from Japan, right? Isn't Sushiro from Japan?
Sounds like it.
It's
Yeah.
literally a Sushiro 10 minutes walk from my place. Whenever we get like new arrivals in our building, we usually, as like a welcome dinner, we'll take them to Sushiro and treat them.
Yeah.
And there's like the regular sushi, and it's like conveyor belt, but you've got a touch
Right.
that you can order stuff. So you got the usual stuff, but then you can also get like grilled chicken steak, or you can get prosciutto sushi, or like other kinds of like meat sushi. And I don't think there's ramen, but there's udon, which is a different kind of noodle, but still noodle and stuff.
We have ramen over here in Taiwanese Sushiro. And then one time I saw like the sushi with like 2 meatballs on it. I forgot what they called it, but yeah, I thought that was
Probably
funny.
just nikudango.
Yeah.
Probably meatball.
Well, we can. So that's our first snack of the night. How about we ask Tatsuro, like, how did you become a furry? Let's kind of take a step back, because we kind of got straight into it. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, no worries. Yeah, we kind of jumped ahead a little bit, but yeah, no worries. I like to say, like, when it comes to my Sona Tatsuro, I like to refer to him as born in New Zealand but hatched in Japan, because I
like that.
didn't officially become, officially is not really the word, but like in my mind, let's go with my head canon. Yeah, so I didn't officially become a furry until I was living in Japan. It wasn't like immediately. It's not like Japan changed me that way, but it was like I knew about the fandom living in New Zealand, going through high school. Occasionally, like I was a little bit slow when it came to internet culture. It would usually be my classmates who introduced me to stuff, and I remember one of the things that they told me about were like the furry fandom or something, and it didn't register for me at the time, but other times I would be going through Wikipedia, and I was particularly fond of video games like Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, like a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog, so like a lot of anthropomorphic animals. And so I remember at one point I looked up anthropomorphism in Wikipedia, because it was like one of the articles that I was going through, and it eventually linked me to the furry fandom. That's like the first time I got to read about it. was like in high school, and again, didn't really register in my mind at the time. But it wasn't until I was in Japan that I'm gonna cut out a whole bunch of stuff that happened in the middle. But it wasn't until I was in Japan that a friend of mine basically got me to admit, just to him, luckily, coincidentally at a sushi room, that I was feeling like he noticed that I was like really distracted or something, and I was like not really able to like focus or anything. It was like, you know, what's up? It was like I couldn't really verbalize it, but he basically got me to admit that I had recently like found this, and probably a lot of other furries could attest to a similar situation, but I had found like a manga or a manga online, and I was basically crushing the character. It was like the first time I had not fallen in love. That's a strong word, but I mean, like I was basically crushing on a anthropomorphic, I believe, a wolf character. I don't particularly want to say who, because
sure.
it might. Yeah. Anyway, so basically, he said to me, "Oh, like a furry," and it didn't dawn to me that basically leading up to that, there's some stuff I skipped in the middle, but leading up to that, I was like, "Yeah, I guess I am a furry." But at that point, I'd never been to a furry, and so that was kind of the next step. It was like, well, okay, I don't even know, like, I don't know anyone in the fandom. I don't know where to look. I mean, I'm in Japan. You know, it's not like I could just literally Google furry Japan and then I'm going to figure out how to join the fandom. So it took me a while, but I think it was, I figured this out. It was like April 2017 that I found that there was a small furmy going on in Osaka. And,
so can you kind of rewind for us? Like, when did you arrive in Japan? Just to clarify that, when did you arrive in Japan?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I arrived in Japan August 2015, so 7 years ago.
Okay.
I originally came here to teach English, so stop me if you've heard it before, but yeah, teach English at junior high school, elementary school. I don't work at a school anymore. I work in IT support, but in the same city.
Gotcha.
Yeah. My job has nothing to do with me being in the fandom, though. So just
yeah.
Because technically I am still a civil servant, I think. So I just want to preface that. So I found that there was a small furmy going on in Osaka in April 2017.
Right.
And this was on, and we might circle back around to this, but it was on a kind of an event planning website called Twipla, Twipla, and it's basically it's not a Twitter site, but it connects with your Twitter handle, and it's what a lot of Japanese furs and other Japanese people on Twitter will use to like organize events and count like who's attending, who's not. So you log in with Twitter and you do all the event management that way. But I managed to find that there was this meetup happening in Osaka. And I was like, oh, okay. And I don't know, but like, let's just find the location and just go there. And I found the location, and I was like, and it was a community hall, and again, I feel like we might circle back around to this.
Sure.
A lot of like small furmies don't really happen in like private settings. It's more like they rent out community halls or like like community rooms, and it will be like a big communal space that everyone can like suit up in or take photos or just like sit down, chill out, do some artwork, that kind of thing. So now I'm in the community hall. I found the room, but I'm not going in because the door is shut. And I'm like, I don't know if like I need to pay an entry fee. I don't know if I had to register before going in. So now I'm kind of sitting in the hallway, and I see a couple of fursuiters like exit the room and like presumably go down to where the changing room is or something. And I don't say anything. I'm just kind of sitting there, just nervous as heck. And it wasn't until I see someone come out in like a vest and a name badge, and they're in human form. So I'm like, okay, this seems like someone who's organizing or helping to organize the event. And so I think I'm saying it in my Japanese. My Japanese was definitely not as good back then. I'm trying to say, hey, is this like the furry event, the Kimono event or something? And then it was like, do you need to pay or something? Or like, do you need to do that kind of thing? And they replied back, oh, are you a furry? And again, this was only like the second time I'd been asked that question. In my head, I'm like, I guess, I think so. But even though there was like an entry fee in that, they let me into the room, and it's actually where I first met June. Actually, June.
Shout out to June.
Yeah, is in the live stream today. And I got to take photos with lots of fursuiters and basically be introduced to like the small community that existed in Osaka. Obviously, the Japan community is a lot bigger, but that was basically my first entry into the fandom.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I'd ever gotten to hug a fursuiter, I
Right.
suppose. It's certainly something I'd thought about many times before, but never in person until I kind of half stalked the furry. But yeah, that was how I basically got into the fandom. And then I just slowly went to like I got introduced to, oh, here's the next event, and I then got introduced, here's the next event. And it wasn't until like 8 or so months later that I met my first like non-Japanese furry who was coincidentally living in Japan, and that was Fixius.
Yeah, I was about to say it had to be Fixius. Yeah.
Yeah, and then slowly got introduced to more and more people. I wasn't even on. I didn't even know Telegram existed at the time. You know, I wasn't even on Telegram until after that first JMOD. So it was like it was a case of just slowly getting introduced to more and more people. And the world slowly got bigger and to the point where it is now. And then I finally got in touch with the New Zealand fandom. So I'm from New Zealand, but I joined the fandom from the Japanese side.
Yeah.
New Zealand side.
That's exactly. I want to add to that. That's exactly what happened to me. Where I'm from the Republic of Texas, just like this guy, and I actually only attended. I didn't. In 2017, I joined the fandom, but I joined it in Taiwan, and it wasn't until 2020 that I attended Texas Furry Fiesta, despite being a Texas furry. So yeah, I think we have some similarities there. Do you want to finish that?
Oh,
yes. I'll finish the chocolate. You finish the chips, so we can we can move on to our next snack.
Mm-hmm.
Worked out in the end.
Yeah, the chocolate is great. I actually like that.
So you moved from Hawaii to Texas?
Yeah, that's right.
So
I was born and raised in Hawaii, then I moved to Texas.
Yeah. So you got brought up on surf, and then you moved over to turf, basically.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry, I've been sitting on that for like 10 minutes. I wanted to put the shoehorn it in, so I was like, oh, he's mentioned Texas again.
Yeah. I love steak. I can't eat beef here because Xiaodi doesn't eat beef, but yeah.
And then you will have burger as
Question
well.
about Xiaodi. Is he actually going to be eating any of the... Okay, I figured, but I would just ask anyway. Yeah.
I picked something random.
All right.
Oh my god, dude. Hey, isn't this called arare? Isn't this called arare?
Yeah, I think it's not quite arare. Arare is kind of more of a slightly more fried. These are kind of more rice crackers and peanuts. This is kind of like the typical Japanese bar snack. So like you know how, and I'm only assuming here because I don't go to many bars, but you know how there's like maybe a bowl of peanuts or something at the bar or something. This is kind of the equivalent.
Interesting.
Of that.
And there's a small comic on the back too.
I think these ones in particular are wasabi flavored. Not strong wasabi, but just be prepared for just a slight kick up the nose, basically.
Yeah, hold it. Yeah. Do you like wasabi?
Yeah.
I like a little bit of wasabi, but I do know I really like these kinds of snacks.
Yeah, I love these right here. I ate them a lot in Hawaii. Like, I mean, I know these are not, well, according to what Tatsuro said, they're not arare, but we eat this kind of rice cracker a lot in Hawaii, so I grew up on this. Yeah.
Actually, first had those at an Anime Con in Round Rock, Texas.
Round Rock, Texas.
Yeah, Round Rock.
Yeah, I
which
haven't
is
heard
close
that.
to Austin. And the
Yeah,
reason-
right.
Yeah, so I think I may have been the only person there that liked eating those snacks. Because they're a little bit like. Would you say they're salty?
Yeah, a little bit salty.
Yeah, a little bit salty.
A little
but they
bit.
have like a weird little bit of that wasabi kick to it, and I think that's why it turns people away if they're not a big fan of wasabi. But I like them. I really do.
I will point out the wasabi version is not the original version. The original version has an orange packet and it's without wasabi. You can also get a version without peanuts, and you can also get a version which is chocolate coated.
Wow.
So, lots of different.
What's our next snack, Xiaodi? What's our next Taiwanese snack? Is it arare? Oh, it's this.
Guai chips.
Guai chips. If you're from Taiwan, you're watching this, you know what this is. If you're not from Taiwan, take it away. Like, what are guai chips?
Oh, guai chips are the chips that many Taiwanese people will come in contact with during their childhood. It's very crunchy and actually kind of melts in your mouth. We have a kind of superstition in Taiwan where you can put it on the electronic device like router or server, and it won't malfunction. This is because guai guai means good as in good boy, good boy.
So I wrote it in the chat, the characters for guai, which it means like obedient or means good. And so you usually, yeah, like that. Exactly. So you put it on your, like Xiaoji said, you put it on usually like your router or your server. It has to be this color, by the way. It has to be green. It has to be green.
That's when I've heard about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was something about the superstition.
Yeah. And I mean, I want to buy one for our house. I actually put this on our router, and then the next day when I took it away, our router had issues. I'm not gonna explain what the issue was. It's a very complicated issue, but it works. It works. Yeah, the guai guai culture. Yeah. I guess is this Along? 是不是阿龙吗？是 Aaron 123，是不是？我不知道。
Describe the problem. You'd have people like giving you solutions over chat.
哦，
我不知道。
他问阿努比斯吗？阿努。
是阿努比斯吗？我不知道，我不知道。
Aaron.
是 Aaron. I'm not sure. Sorry, we're trying to figure out who that guy is. Anyway. Yeah. So let's open this up. I don't think I even had this. Oh my God, this is a song.
Yeah.
Can you sing it? Can you sing this?
No.
I didn't know he's okay. Dude, there's a fucking song. I can't even read this Chinese notation. Anyway, I'll send it. Yeah.
I'm interested to know if that song is available to be played at the karaoke bars, because I know that, like, for example, the Yodobashi Camera theme tune is available to be selected at karaoke in Japan.
Wait, what flavor is this? Oh, it's coconut. No wonder it's sweet. I was like, yeah. So this is coconut flavor. We call it椰子吗?椰子. So I'll pour a little bit because we don't want to eat too much tonight. We're gonna get fat tonight, I think. at least I think I am. I'm already fat. So what would you like to try first?
I'll have these first.
Alright. So alright, cheers. Cheers.
This is a safer way.
Oh my God, yeah. I know it's not arare, but I'm gonna keep calling it arare. I'm sorry. I love it. Hey, this is my fucking childhood. This is my child. I ate this as a kid.
It's not as crispy.
Man, this reminds me of childhood, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want more?
Yeah, I'll take one more.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, like, so in Hawaii, for people who don't know, we have a lot of Japanese immigrants. Therefore, we have a lot of Japanese American people. So there is a strong influence of Japanese culture in Hawaii, to the point where, like, I don't know, like a fourth of the people are descended from Japanese immigrants. So you see a lot of people with Japanese last names in Hawaii. I'm not Japanese, but a lot of my friends were. They were like Japanese American. And so, like, I don't know if I can say I grew up eating, like, Japanese food because it's Japanese American food, but this is something that, to me, like, this is not weird to eat. Like, this is normal. I made spam musubi, like, 2 weeks ago. I like the kick. I like the kick. Thank you. This is great. So how about guai chips?
Well, whenever I think of guai chips,
Dude.
I think of when I was teaching at kindergartens, because this was the good boy and good girl snacks they would get if they were obedient in class.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Like they would be like at the end of a week or at the end of a month or
Like maybe
semester?
at the end of the week.
I did not know that. Hey, this is interesting. It's like a Cheeto but sweet.
Yeah.
It's basically a Cheeto, like a Cheeto puff,
Yes.
but sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So is it corn? Is it corn puff?
是玉米做的吗?
Maybe
He says maybe. Would you want the last one?
All right.
corn starch.
He says cornstarch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, corn starch.
Yeah, corn. Yep. Yeah, corn. Yeah, it's made out of corn. Corn powder, I should say. Corn powder.
So it might be a similar consistency to something else I've got in the box for you there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get fat. I will eat this off camera. I'm so sorry. Like that, the arare is so good that I'm gonna eat that off camera. I don't want to eat it all the time. What's our next question, Burger?
Oh,
Okay.
so our next question.
Send more. Nothing.
So our next question involves JMOF. Can you tell us about your overall experiences at JMOF?
Okie dokie. Yes, I can.
What was the first JMOF you've been to? I should say. Like, let's start with that. What was the first JMOF you've been to?
So, the first one, well, we kind of already touched on it a little bit. So the
Right.
first game off I went to was 2018, and that was it's kind of hard to classify sizes of furry convention because it kind of also depends on the population of the country and I guess what's it called, working capital, I suppose. But if I was to try and classify the different cons in Japan, I would consider JMOF would be like the national representative con of Japan.
Right.
Currently.
Right.
There would be other ones which I would class kind of. I really don't want to offend anyone here, but it would kind of be like the next step down, which would be like the regional cons. So you'd have Chemicon, which is kind of like the regional con of Kanto. You would have there wasn't really a long-running one in Osaka, but in 2019 there was Osaka Furry Fan Festa, which only ran once and then COVID hit. So
it's coming back. According to June, it's coming back.
That's awesome. I would love to talk about helping be a part of that. Let's keep in touch. And then I think in Fukuoka, kind of the regional one is big, I believe. I haven't been to that one. And then there might be like an Okikemo one, which is kind of like Okinawa area. And then like next one down would be like some smaller like one-day events, that kind of thing. Anyway, so JMOF is what I would consider national con of Japan. It's basically the same. I have to say I haven't actually been to any con bigger than JMOF. I haven't been to like the furry pilgrimage of Eurofurence or Africon or MFF or BLFC or Furdu I'm sorry, I'm forgetting everyone's fur cons. I'm sorry, but it's like I haven't been to any of those.
You haven't been to Infernity.
I've been to Infinity, yeah. But I've got the con book from 2019 here, and you know, there's like events and panels and dealers den, you know, just like other cons as well. It is primarily like first language is Japanese. However, it is absolutely English friendly. If you are someone who doesn't speak Japanese and you're worried about going to JMOF, there are fur groups on Telegram of English speakers.
Right.
Who,
Yeah.
There are groups. There's the Furs of Japan Telegram group, which is like pretty much all English speakers, half of which live in Japan, half of which lived or have interest in visiting Japan. So
I'm really glad you said that. I'm really glad you said that that JMOF is English friendly, because when I went, I found myself more stranded than not. But I'm glad like is that slowly changing? Can you communicate using English at JMOF, and would that be okay, or how do you feel about that?
Okay, I think when it comes to communication, if we're talking like one-to-one person communication, there might still be the occasional barrier. As with any kind of language barrier, if you learn a couple of phrases ahead of time, you can usually get by. Again, the Telegram groups will be happy to tell you, here is the Japanese phrase for "May I take a photo?"
Right.
That's specifically something. I believe the con chairperson of JMOF is bilingual as well.
Yeah.
And so there will be typically not all panels run in English. There will be some panels that run in English. I believe in 2018 the guest of honor panel was actually in English, but translated into Japanese.
I remember that. Yeah, and Krisuke did the interpretation himself. That was very impressive. For 2018.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 2018, yes. Who was the first suit maker? Oh no.
Makes Candy.
Candy.
Makes Candy.
Makes Candy. That's it. Yeah. And they came in 2019 too. Yeah. So if you are worried about going to JMOF and you don't speak Japanese, just get in touch with any of the Furs of Japan groups, and there will most likely be someone going there. We'll hang out. We'll mingle with Japanese speaking Furs. We'll have a good time. Although I haven't actually decided if I'm going next year or not. It's in January. I should probably mention.
Right.
It's
January.
Usually over the January long weekend. It's called Coming of Age Day. Long story short, all the 20-year-olds attend a ceremony in their home city, and it's when you become an adult in Japan, basically. But it's that long weekend. I think it's like second Monday of January is usually that weekend.
Can you tell us how cold Japan is during January, though?
Sorry, I missed that.
Could you please tell us how cold Japan is during January, though, for people who have not been to Japan in January?
It gets down to it gets down maybe in that area, maybe down to 0 Celsius. What's that?
I'm scared. That scares me. He says he likes.
Put it this way.
Oh, he's been to JMOF. He went to JMOF the same year I met you, actually. Xiaodi was actually at JMOF. We didn't go together, but yeah, he was there.
Let me put it this way: if you're first suiting, it's great weather for it.
Yeah.
And of course, and it's held. The 2 years I went, and also last year, it was held in the same hotel in a city called Toyohashi, which is near Nagoya. So if you're planning flights or trains, it's kind of near Nagoya, but it's not Nagoya.
Right.
I'm pretty sure when people look up JMOF, they'll get all the details.
How about we open up another snack?
Okay.
I think it's been about that time. I'm trying to keep time with it. Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Specifically waiting for the counter to.
I won't be this one.
So for us, we've got this.
Yeah.
Japan, we've got that. So
something that looks a little bit like berry candy, like a crunchy snack.
It looks like him. This thing looks like him. It looks like him.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'm going to ask you, first impressions, do you think that's sweet or salty?
Am I allowed to read, or are you challenging me? Am I allowed to read or no?
Oh, yeah, hang on. Yeah, you're probably going to be able to read that. It's up to you. Go.
I'll try to read.
Do you think it's a sweet thing or a savory thing?
I think I've seen this before. Have you seen this before?
No.
Chicho-chan. So some kind of plum. It's I'm guessing some kind of plum. Geez, I may not be able to read it as well as you actually. I don't want to take too much time here.
That's all right. They're plum potato chips.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, I saw a potato. Oh, hey, 他们也是马铃薯.
They're not sweet.
Yeah. You say, wow, yeah.
Maybe a little bit of sweet.
Yeah, I see plant oil, some sugar, and then looks like some vinegar, and then where's the salt? At least I don't see the character.
Where's the salt?
Yeah, you said.
Probably there.
Yeah, cause you said this is salty.
Or savory.
Savory.
I wouldn't say it's like overly salty. I would say the main flavor would actually be more sour than anything.
Right.
With that aftertaste.
Yeah.
Salt. But this is what I would consider my curveball in this particular box for you.
Yep.
Because
Nice.
I wouldn't say that. Like, I haven't done a survey, but I don't know how many people actually like these plum potato chips. Well, foreigners, I mean, like these plum potato chips, but I certainly like them. That's why I packed them. So
Great.
I hope you enjoy.
We'll put them off to the side here, and then what do we have here?
Science noodle.
We should make him guess. We should make. Did you hear what he said?
I didn't actually, so.
Science
that worked
noodle.
out. Do you mind holding it closer, Virus? I can't read the color. That looks like an old man who's tired of the kids next door.
It looks like Merlin.
Yes,
It looks like-
exactly. It is Merlin.
It looks like Merlin.
It's pretty much Merlin. Yeah.
Okay, so Merlin makes me think, and also the background makes me think of like starry sky. So I'm gonna. Is it a mooncake of some sort?
Is it a mooncake?
No, it's kind of instant
No.
noodles. Yeah, that you can directly eat. And usually we will squeeze the package or crunch it with the noodles still inside. But some people also crush the package with their hands. We then pour the seasoning package inside the noodle pack, shake it, then eat it. This kind of snack is something that Taiwanese kids are a lot when they are young.
Usually, I throw the packet away and just eat it like it's like a cookie or potato chip. Just...
Lavender Fox says this is the cheapest snack available. This is like 10 NTD, right?
It's like 10 or 12. Yeah.
Super.
And it was 5 NTD
When you're
I was childhood.
Wow.
when he was a kid, this is 5 NTD, which is not even $1.
Mhm.
Like it's like 20 cents USD. 30? No. It's like 30 cents USD.
Yeah, yeah.
48 yen, so it's about 20 yen, I think.
Yeah, this thing. Yeah, so
That explains the symbol on the back of the packet, because
Right.
you're punching it. That's a fist on the back?
I think so. Yeah, 他说有这个手是因为意思就是这个嘛。
Yeah,
He said yes. He said yes. That's right. There is a fist. I'm not into that. I'm not into fisting, but there is a fist.
Okay.
Yeah, but I noticed though that I do this to Maruchan ramens. I do this to ramen. I actually beat the ramen packet, or I crunch it up, and I just eat it raw. Like I noticed that most white people don't do that, but in Hawaii, like that's what we do that. Like if you want to be lazy and you want to eat it like chips, you would do that. So do you want to smash it for us?
Okay.
In New Zealand, with 2-minute noodles a couple of times.
He said he's gonna smash it.
Broke the noodle packet, had it with
We'll
the
give you some
seasoning.
He-
That reminds me though of
He wants to asthma. John, John.
asthma for the macro
Open it.
first.
Oh, okay.
There's a similar product in Japan called Maybe Star Ramen where it comes
It's
pretty
in awesome.
broken up.
Yeah.
Essentially, like little bits of ramen noodle that you can take from the packet.
Raw
And I
noodle,
was
yeah,
actually
from the-
thinking about
Oh,
seeing some
seasoning.
of that.
Open the seasoning.
Alright. So this is the seasoning packets.
What flavor is it?
Chicken.
Mhm.
Chicken.
Oh, nice.
And then this is what it looks. I know we can't zoom in, but I mean it's just instant noodles.
It's crushed up instant.
Yeah, it's well, 它本来有味道，对不对？是不是？
Original flavor.
Try it by itself first. Yeah, it tastes like instant noodles. Alright, I'll make this. I'm sorry, we're making food here.
Yeah. Just the plain noodles itself has a really good crunch to it.
How?
Welcome to Cooking with Furries. Today we're making instant noodles.
So this is what I did as a kid. He did it as a kid. Even I did it as a kid.
I'm pretty sure there are university students worldwide who have done this at least once.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
Okay, great. This I think we can keep inside the package. So try some. Cause you haven't had this. Like, have you had it?
Not like this.
You haven't had
wow.
it.
Yeah, that's good.
So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
You know, there are some McDonald's around in certain countries of Asia where they have like the little bag of French fries where you put in some sort of powder or sauce and then you shake that up, and that's the flavoring on it. That's what that makes me think of. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the chicken flavor.
In Japan, occasionally, it's usually limited time flavors. We also have shaka shaka chiki, which is on the regular menu, and you can either get red pepper flavor or you can get cheddar cheese flavor, and it's essentially the same thing, but I believe they use the same chicken that you get in like a chicken filet-o, like just a regular chicken burger, but it just comes by itself, and it's literally the same thing. Throw in the flavor and shake it up.
Sorry, this is really fucking tasty. Again, I'm gonna get fat tonight. I really want to eat this. I'll eat this off camera. Maybe we can have pizza. We'll have food with you, but I'll put this off camera so we don't eat the whole.
Camera is Virus gonna get to eat anything off camera at least?
I think we can try. Like he said, he didn't really want to eat tonight. But I'll ask him. Yeah. And then you want to open this? So we'll try Japan. This is like round 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is round 3. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad for him. He's trying to know all the packaging. Not getting anything.
It's okay. You got it. You get it.
You okay?
We're breaking the magic.
We're ruining the magic.
Yeah, we're ruining the magic. Apparently.
There we go.
Oh. I just want to smell it. How do you smell that? It smells like potatoes.
It smells more like potatoes than plum, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately it is a potato chip. Like, well, they're actually potato sticks.
You
Rather,
smell
but
it?
you can get these in potato chip form. I just got the slim packet so I can fit more in the package.
Yeah, this is. I'll pour it out a little bit just so people can see a little bit better, because this is we're food ASMR YouTubers now.
Yeah.
If you have people who are familiar with cooking terminology, I would refer to these as julienne potatoes.
Yeah, that's right. That is right. So this is what they look like, guys. I know it's probably hard to see because we can't zoom in, and I think the light is too strong.
Okay. Oh, those are little potato sticks.
Go ahead.
So this is almost like the exact, maybe a little bit shorter, but this is like the exact same shape as like a little cheap can of potato sticks. Ooh, now I can taste the plum.
I can taste the plum, yeah. Interesting. I'm mixed because I feel like I say I want to like it, but I don't know if I can say I like it. But it's interesting enough to like. I just ate it right now. I'm doing it.
I need a better sample.
But it's a bit like I think it's based on umeboshi, which is like the little dried preserved plums that you usually get on like rice and stuff.
Right.
And again, it's something that's like the first time I had it, I was like, whoa! But then like eventually I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll have this. And then all my coworkers at work are like, wait, you can have umeboshi, as if it's like something that only Japanese people can eat. But I was like, yeah, no, it's fine. And by the way, I can have natto as well, and I can use chopsticks. They're like, whoa, you like natto? Not even I like natto. It's like, yeah, it's that kind of thing.
Dude, you had natto before? How does it taste like? I haven't had that.
I'm gonna be honest, the taste actually reminds me of Marmite in New Zealand.
Yeah, Marmite. So explain what Marmite is.
Marmite for the Australians, Vegemite.
Right.
The thing I don't like about natto is not the taste, funnily enough. A lot of people don't like natto because of taste. I'm fine with the taste. It's the texture.
Yeah.
It's literally the never. It's literally the stringiness of the natto.
Do you like it?
Reminds me of something else that I'm not going to mention right now. But it's like eating it cleanly is almost impossible. And the only times I've had natto were in school lunch situations where I'm sitting with the well, at the time I was sitting with the kids in the classroom, and so I'm trying to act really cool while having kind of natto half off my chin. I'm like, yeah, this is paper towels, please.
Yeah, natto. I think we can get it here, right, in Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
He says yes. Natto.
Yeah.
He says yeah. Have you had it?
No.
Do you know what he's talking about, right?
I know what it is because I saw it in an anime.
Yes. Oh no, that's good. That's delicious. So I actually want to ask you this. We touched upon this just a little bit. But one thing I want to ask you was like, how did you actually get like into the Japanese side of the furry fandom? Because like when you first entered Japan, you probably were, you know, like you probably weren't aware too much of their fandom. But I think we did touch upon this a little bit. But do you want to explain a little bit more? Like have you been hanging out with them regularly now? That kind of stuff. Like how did you first make that contact with them?
Okay, so just for starters, I would have to say COVID kind of threw a wrench in everything. So
right.
Everything I will refer to probably only applies as far as like December 2019. Really?
Okay.
So, let me see. First of all, let me explain to anyone who's not familiar. In Japan, it's not really called the furry fandom. I mean, like, yeah, the term is known to people in the fandom, but it would be more apt to say kemono, or as for the person who partakes in the fandom, kemona, as in like kimono, if that makes sense. Kemono, usually in katakana, it means beast or wild animal. And there are different like kanji compounds in that you can look up. But basically, in Japan, furry fandom's more called kemono,
right?
Or kimona, not kimono, but ke with an e. So that is how I looked it up. Originally, I didn't type in furry Japan like I said before. I actually found out that the term is kemono. So I typed in kemono, and then I started with my with the city that I was in. Couldn't find anything. Then I tried the prefecture. Couldn't find anything. Then I tried Kansai, and that's where I got the hit in Osaka. So in terms of kind of like levels of the Japanese fandom, and this is not official, please don't take my word for it, but this is kind of from personal experience. Here are my levels of the Japanese furry fandom.
Okay.
Hang on, I wrote this down earlier because I knew that this would come up. Alright. So, 3 main levels. First of all, most fursuiters or people in the fandom will have a Twitter account. Usually people in Japan are on Twitter.
Right.
For Affinity, sure. Mostly artists are on Fur Affinity, but the fursuiters will typically be on Twitter because the soners are more characters. In most instances, they're characters rather than the actual sonar of the person. And so having the Twitter account kind of feels like, hey, I'm following this official character account. That's kind of how it feels. So that's the first level, is maybe you'll follow someone or follow a bunch of people on Twitter. Maybe you'll like comment on some stuff or DM. That's kind of like how you contact and like talk to each other originally. Then you might, through Twitter, typically what will happen is you find out through events. It's kind of difficult to find out about new events because people will like post in their display handle, hey, I'm going to this like event on this date or something, and then you'll look it up and you're like, oh, that looks fun, I'll do that. But there's no definite listing of events, and this is something that sidebar I kind of wanted to look into remedying, or like help remedying, is like have some kind of way that I mean, not just foreign speaking furs, but like maybe Japanese furs as well. And I have seen there are some solutions online, but only in Japanese. So try as a non-Japanese speaking Furry, the only way you can really find out is through other people saying, I'm going to this
Right,
event,
right.
in, like the Telegram group. So it's
Yeah.
kind of word of mouth in terms of events. So I mentioned before, there's the website Tweetler. A lot of like small events will say, hey, here is the Tweetler event page. And then that's where like all the details will be, like time, location, how to register, entry fee, all of that. So you get linked to that through Twitter. That's kind of like level 2, is like you'll meet in person at these events, or at like a regional or at the national con JMOD. And then the next step down is maybe, if you get to know some friends, you will exchange contact through Line, possibly. Line is kind of the general messaging app that's used in Japan
and Taiwan.
like WhatsApp or Taiwan as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like you have to. It's not like you've made it if you're like in like a private conversations online, because most of the time you'll kind of like just hang out at events, but occasionally, you might be invited to just like a weekend where it's like, hey, we're just having a few big friends around, come hang out on the weekend or whatever. And going through each level is kind of a slightly longer process. I'm not quite sure if that's because of the perceived language barrier though.
Right.
So I can only speak from my experience here, but obviously I do not initially look like I can speak Japanese. So that could also be a factor. And right now, I would say the English-speaking furs living in Japan, typically expats, and the Japanese-speaking furs living in Japan, they're kind of in separate circles, but they'll occasionally intersect. Personally, I would love to try and find ways to make it intersect even more.
Yeah.
Plans have been hampered because of COVID, of course, but we'll see what happens after COVID.
Thanks for sharing. I feel like I'll let Burger go first. Actually, like how did you get yourself involved in the Taiwanese fandom? Because you're in a somewhat similar situation with Tatsuro, where like you didn't originally know Chinese, and you're not from Taiwan. So like, what were ways, and or what was your story of getting into the Taiwanese furry fandom?
Well, the way I got into the Taiwanese furry fandom is a little bit similar to how I got into the involved with the Chinese furry fandom, the one in mainland China. So, years ago, I got involved with like more furry YouTubers and chatting with them, and one of the ones that was in our little group chat was Sherbert Shenanigans, and he happened to collaborate with the Chinese furry fandom as well, and that's how I met one of the other YouTubers that lived in mainland China, and through him and some of his acquaintances, friends, I got I basically figured out what apps they use over in China, like QQ and WeChat. Got into a group chat of furries that were in mainland China, and got to hang out with them whenever I was in mainland China finally. Similarly, I think it was when I met you, and you had been to Taiwan before.
Yep.
And you were my gateway to the other Taiwanese furries as well.
I was actually waiting for you to say that.
Yes,
I was waiting for you to say that.
Invited me to that group chat with all of them, the ones that I were friends with. What's his name? Ina?
Yeah, Ina
Yes.
driving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was my gateway into it.
I just want to say thank you for the people who just joined, especially if you're the first timer. For example, like we've got at least a few people who are first timers on the stream for the chat. Thank you for joining us. We have Kamaku, which I think I mispronounced your name because I tried asking you for the pronunciation. I guess I'm gonna butcher it. He's a Canadian for living in Taiwan right now, going to Infernity. Thank you for joining us. We have Sky from Singapore. I think it's also her first time in the chat. Thank you for sitting down and listening to the Asmer the Furry Asmer snack thing tonight. The Furry Asmer mukbang snack thing. Thank you for.
We're just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what's.
Yes, yeah. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Keru. You were here before, but thank you, Keru, for stopping. He's an Indonesian fur living in Taiwan. Yeah. I'll make my story brief, and then let's open up the next thing, which I'm dreading. I'm looking to my left. I know what it is. I'm dreading it, but that is the curve. It is the curveball.
Okay.
So,
right.
so my story is.
I have a feeling I might know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I'll make it short. My journey into the Taiwanese furry fandom. Again, I started being a furry. I should really look at the camera. I'm not good. I'm not an actor, man. I did do onstage acting before, but I'm not a good actor.
Look at my.
I joined the Taiwanese furry fandom in 2017. And that, again, 2017 is also the same year that I became a furry. I don't tell people that I'm a Taiwanese furry because, again, I'm not from Taiwan, and Chinese is not my native language. So it's a little bit confusing that way. But I still have to tell people, like, yes, I technically did begin being a furry in Taiwan. And Infinity 2017, if you guys saw my latest tweet, Infinity 2017 was my first FurCon ever. So my first FurCon was actually in Taiwan. I saw some people there that I now see regularly, but in general, I didn't know anyone at that con. Like I knew only like 2 people, so I came with a group of 3 total. Me and that group. So 2 other friends I was with. We were a group of 3, I should say. And it was actually Neko plushie.
Oh. Yeah.
Neko plushie was he's a Taiwanese brony, and then he was one of my like roommates for the con, and then the other friend was a Thai furry by the name of Tail, who also goes by Sorairo. I don't think he's in the stream right now, but he's a Thai furry, who was my roommate at the time as well, and he's been on the one of our productions, the interviews from abroad, which we'll probably plug in later. But yeah, my very first FurCon, that was like my first real interaction with Taiwanese furries. I was scared. I couldn't speak Chinese. I tried really hard to speak Chinese, and everything like it was a weird mixture of like I'm scared, but at the same time like I wanted to be brave. And I tried really, really hard to get into the fandom, as in like I was talking to people, I was out there being maybe a little bit too energetic and a little bit too eager, but I mean, be that as it may, that's how I was. And I think though that like it paid off in the sense that like it wasn't something about being passive, right? Like I didn't want to be passive about joining the fandom. Like I wanted to make some friends. I wanted to know who was here. And then I guess you could say like if I know Taiwanese furry friends, then they could maybe practice Chinese with me. And I find myself speaking Chinese with Taiwanese furries like 99% of the time now. It used to be like 10% of the time I would speak Chinese, but now it's like up to 90 to 99%. Because I can have a more fluent conversation now. And so like I said though, like it took a lot of energy, it took a lot of effort. Like I wanted to go to this meeting, I wanted to go to that meeting. Some people would invite me, and then nowadays I actually am someone who starts inviting other people now. Usually I would be more passive and wait for those events and things to happen to me, but now it's like, okay, I actually want to like, you know, like instead of waiting for other people and being on their time, like, okay, how about I be the agent of change, like be the change you want to see. I want to meet people. I can do that. I just need to ask, right? If you wouldn't know if you don't ask. So that's basically my story in a nutshell. Yeah. Let's open up the next snack, and then I think let's pass the question to Xiao Di. 我等一下会问一个问题.
Okay.
So what's our next snack on the Taiwanese side? Oh,
This is the curveball.
no, okay, this is not the curveball. This is not the curveball. The next one is the curveball.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna lock in that it might be durian. That's my guess.
he's very durian. So what is this?
This is called RQ Tong Mian, and it's kind of instant noodle. And classic flavor is chicken flavor, but I think this is pork flavor.
Pork garlic.
Yeah, pork.
Garlic pork.
Yeah. It's a shame I can't enjoy that because that sounds delicious.
Yeah. We're not gonna cook this tonight. We'll put it off to the side. Wrong. Yeah. Wait.
If I had the chance,
so-
I would have like ran down to the supermarket and like taken a photo of like the instant ramen, instant udon aisle because there's just like so many flavors,
Yeah.
so many like varieties.
There
of
is a lot.
Size even, you know, there's an instant noodle for every occasion.
So this is the curveball. So we're not gonna eat that. So we're gonna skip that. This is the curveball.
Okay. Yeah. Oh wait, it's black. Is it century egg?
Tatsuro 是 century egg 吗？
Century egg
因为有点类似。
很像哎，对。
很像。It's not, but it's very similar.
Ooh, okay.
This is iron egg.
I don't know where this is.
You think no?
Iron egg.
Iron egg.
Iron egg.
Yeah, iron egg. This is a famous snack from Danshui. Its defining characteristic is that it's quite hard. It said that you can use this snack to attack people, like throwing a stone at someone, because it's really hard like a stone. Yeah.
So it's like a gobstopper kind of consistency.
I think that's too hard. I'm not sure because I haven't had it before because this thing looks evil. But I don't think it's that hard. I think it's. We'll try it in a moment here. I'm dreading this. Like I think we're gonna cut this in half. Well, it's a bag of eggs, so we'll probably pick one and then we'll cut that in half. Also, welcome Reader from Malaysia.
And for our Japanese snack, this looks like those kind of candies you find at like a grandma's like candy bowl.
Well, these are ramune. So ramune kind of has two meanings in Japan. One is it's the blue
drink.
kind of lemonade drink that you're familiar with, right? So basically like carbonated sugar water, basically. I don't know which one came first, whether it was the drink or these sweets, but basically this is just sherbet. This is basically like a powdered sweet that you can put in your mouth and it'll melt and possibly slightly fizzy. I actually haven't had these ones, so I'm not sure. And I believe these ones come in a variety of flavors. So it's basically like little powdered sherbet that you can put in your mouth and it's like fizzy and reminds you of ramune, the drink.
Hey, I see a cat and a dog on it in the packaging, so I'm guessing these are furries. This is a furry food.
You pretty much hit on why I specifically chose that brand of holiday. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is made by Kasugai. Kasugai also makes other kinds of sweets, especially like this really chewy kind of stuff that I really like a really almost authentic fruit flavor to it.
This is really dumb, but like doesn't this look like Smarties?
It looks like a very big Smartie. Yeah.
Do you know what Smarties are? Do you know Tatsuro?
Not the chocolate kind.
Yeah, now that's the thing. In New Zealand, Smarties would be the chocolate.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
But do you know what I'm talking
Smarties are
about?
like
Do you know the
M&Ms.
North American Smarties?
I know that they're wafers that maybe taste like chalk based on what I've heard.
Yeah,
but I'm
that's actually and you can smoke them. You can smoke. Have you seen? I'll smoke one for you if I meet you in Japan. I will smoke Smarties. Have you smoked Smarties?
I thought that was a joke.
That it is.
Okay.
I'm joking. I will smoke it for you though. I will show you how to smoke it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like Chad? Does Chad know what I'm talking about? I can. No. You don't. You don't. You grind it up and you put it in your mouth, then you blow out to it. And it looks like you're smoking.
Oh.
Yeah. Like okay. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. I don't know how to explain it in Chinese. Yeah. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Smoke Smarties. Smoke Smarties. All right. Let's just Google it later. Don't Google it right now. I'm gonna be adventurous and eat the eggs first. So let's open up the eggs. Do you want to do the honors?
I will open up the eggs.
Okay. You want that?
You okay?
Oh, well.
Enjoy? Question mark.
I'm scared. Like I'm scared. 它真的很硬。
I think small one is hard, more hard.
Oh, he says the small one is harder. 是大的吗？还是小？
是大的。
Oh, this is the big one. Actually, we bought the big one.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of sodium in here, but then again, it's eggs, water, sugar. The first ingredient is eggs, water, sugar, black bean, soy sauce, mirin. There's mirin in this.
Oh, so it's an actual
Yeah,
actual egg.
yeah, it's an egg, but I think you like stew it for a long time, maybe. 是它，这是炖吗？这有一个酱，然后你就一直煮。
应该是用煮的，可是煮完之后它怎么处理也不太确定。
哦，因为是说它是有日文诶，是煮。So actually, there's the character for cooking in It's both in Japanese and in Chinese. The Japanese is down here. 煮, which means to boil. I think you boil it for a very, very long time. Yeah, 2 Japanese characters.
It might be my internet quality right now. I couldn't quite see it, but I will take your word for it.
Yeah, I'll hey, take a picture, send it to him.
Okay.
Take a picture of this and send it to Tatsuro. I have done this before. You get in like, oh shit. Someone actually smoked Smarties.
Particular thing you're supposed to cook.
So you don't cook. It's cooked for a long time, and then it'll look like that. It's like you cook it in like water with some sauce and seasonings. You cook it long enough, it'll turn into that, and I guess it gets really, really, really firm. It's a boiled egg. It's a boiled egg. It's a hard-boiled egg.
Right, but from the packet, you can just eat it.
Yes.
Okay.
这是这个。对。是这个跟我们吃的那个，比如说那个中叫什么？
卤蛋吗？
对，
这个应该比较像卤蛋。
所以是
这个铁蛋的那个做法，可能网络上会查不到，因为它可能是一个 secret。
哦，OK。
All right. Yeah, that is very dense. Well.
Can it hurt?
Yeah.
It kind of hurts.
Oh, yeah.
You want to feel it?
Hold on.
Oh, now you do too. So he won't let me slap him with the eggs. Yeah, like that actually kind of hurts.
If you did, I'd become accessory to assault, and I'd rather not do that otherwise.
It's in another vacuum bag. Damn.
It is
It's
vacuum sealed.
It's a Russian doll. It's a Russian doll. Do you want to cut it?
Okay, I can.
He said he'll cut it. Like I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm actually scared.
Now, is there a significance to the color of the packaging for these little candies here?
I am going to say yes, because on the back of the packet it's talking about mixing colors or flavors together, so it's possible that it could be related. But I also remember seeing an episode of Food Theory where
Yeah, you can
just
eat that
by
first.
suggesting a color,
Yeah. All right,
it
dude.
might suggest the flavor. So I don't actually know how much of that flavor is based on the color, or if it's just, or if it's actually. I don't know how much of it is based on the actual flavor of it, or just the color of the wrapping. Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. So it definitely has a smell to it that it smells like the other kind of chewy kasugai candies they have, but this is like if you took all like the essence of fruit and dehydrated it like to hell.
Can I smell it?
Yes.
It almost smells like Smarties.
It is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is basically what a Smartie looks like, just
Yeah.
like twice as big.
I'm so sorry. Like I'm obsessed with Smarties. I ate that a lot as a kid. I actually like Smarties.
Well,
I actually like Smarties. Hey, someone says to put the iron egg in this. Someone in the chat says to put the iron egg in the milk tea. I'm not gonna do that. Well, this is bubble milk tea. I'm not gonna do that. Someone did it. They look at the chat, dude. Chat is being crazy tonight.
you know what?
Sorry,
That kind of candy.
I don't know where the chat is located, sorry, but I'm quite skeptical of someone asking you to Rocky Balboa your milk tea.
Yeah, yeah. I love that reference.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
see it. I like that reference. So
You know
this
what?
is
So this Kasugai Smarties candy thing, it melted in my mouth a lot faster than a regular kind of Smartie you have in the US.
Oh,
So I think it's actually pretty good.
我以为你要用你的手。我以为yeah. So this is what it looks like. This is what the eggs. Well, cut up.
Here
Cut.
It looks like a Cadbury cream egg, but
It looks like a what?
a Cadbury cream egg.
Cadbury cream
Cadbury-
egg.
Oh. I
Okay.
heard that.
Like,
Well, this isn't
Take
chocolate.
one, take
It's not cream.
Cadbury, they do the cream eggs.
I'll poke that for the
Basically a
camera.
chocolate egg with like filling inside,
Mhm.
but it's definitely not sweet.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Just that one.
All right.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take a bite, man. Like I would rather put this in ramen. I would rather put this in ramen like an onsen egg. Like that's what I would do.
Don't, you've got the raw ramen with the chicken seasoning. Have it with that.
All right, cheers. Cheers. Yeah, cheers to you. Yeah, it's okay. It's actually not bad. No, because this is like the 那个卤蛋。
卤蛋，
Yeah.
只是比较硬的卤蛋。
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little bit rubbery.
I'm not into latex. Sorry.
I recommend pepper flavor.
Pepper.
胡
Oh,
椒
oh, pepper.
胡
Pepper.
椒
Oh, there's a pepper flavor to this that that Xiaodi recommended. Yeah, it's so it like it is a hard-boiled egg. It's stewed in some kind of sauce for a long time. It almost has a fermented taste to it.
Mhm.
It almost has like a fermented
Yeah.
taste to it.
Yeah,
I feel.
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah. I would put this in ramen or instant noodles. I probably wouldn't just eat it like right out of the package actually. So I would probably refrigerate that tonight and eat it later. How do you feel?
When you say pepper
It's-
flavor, do you mean black pepper or red pepper?
Black pepper.
It's not
that actually
terrible.
sounds nice.
He says it sounds nice. This Ukrainian dragon says it sounds nice.
Mm. I can't say I'm a fan.
The new Disney
but it's
Channel
not bad.
Original series, Tatsuro, Ukrainian Dragon.
Tatsuro, yeah, I would watch that. By the way, I love your summer anime about you running out the door. I love your anime, man. Like keep the production up. He knows. I know. I love that. I love that. Have you seen it?
Yes, yes.
You see, oh, even this guy saw it. Like the video. Like let's throw it into the chat. Like I'll have to find it in a moment. We'll throw it into the chat so people know what we're talking.
I'm going to be honest. The second half of that was shot last year, and the first half was shot this year. There was like that much time in between that just because I got lazy and didn't feel like editing it. So it actually took like pretty much a whole year to finish that entire thing. Yeah, it was just an idea that I had when I heard that particular song over the radio. I was like, that sounds totally like an anime opening. Let's do something with it. And I was very happy to have some friends / co-workers help with filming the different things, the different scenes.
And you filmed that all yourself, right?
Oh,
that's me.
Not
Yeah,
me
yeah.
personally, like someone else was holding the camera, but
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, okay,
That
okay.
was- that's me, so yeah.
Man, we have a like the cam like no one can see this because we're a boss, but we have like at least like 6 stacks of snacks in front of us. You can't see it because we're not gonna break the fourth wall, but yeah, we don't have a cameraman right now, so otherwise we would do like I would ask the cameraman to zoom in for us.
Oh, the B cam operator.
Yeah, like I would be that guy. Actually, you've done that before, right?
Yeah.
Were you camera B one time?
Yes.
Yeah, he was he's a film studies major.
Yeah. I was either a camera A, B, C, director,
Gopher, were you Gopher?
VTR, which is video to reel. That's what you do at a TV station. It's a very specific kind of machine where you have a video playback, like dedicated machine, in somewhere in the guts of the studio.
I just shared Tatsuro's summer anime video thingy.
Oh, thank you so much.
In the chat, like yeah.
It's, I mean, similar to most anime in Japan. It's a rather accurate depiction of life in Japan. In this case, particularly the summer season, where I actually don't really want to spill the punchline, but yeah.
I haven't tried the jet. I know this is offensive. The Japanese nari. I haven't tried it yet. I think I'm waiting on this. While I'm eating though, I want to ask Xiaodi the question. 我就是问你 你这么入圈，你是怎么
Furry
入圈？
fandom 吗？
对对对对
You mean fursuit or just furry fandom?
，just furry。
When I was 12 years
12 years old。
years old, yeah. 那个时候我是喜欢那个怎么讲 Digimon
Yeah.
and Pokemon, something like furry creature. Then, yeah, I mean, furry fandom.
Sounds good to me. I used to like Digimon and Pokemon. I liked Pokemon more than Digimon, but they're both good, I think. I'm not up to date anymore. Like, I don't know if Ash is ever going to be the very best anymore. I don't know.
Oh, no. Oh, spoiler alert, that happened.
Wow.
He did eventually win a tournament. Yeah.
Oh shit,
He
damn.
did become a champion. I think it was I don't follow the anime. I think it was the league in Alola. I believe is when he became a champion in the anime.
Dude, this is like a smarty.
It is. Yeah.
This is like a smart. I'm sorry, I know I keep saying that. Like, I'm just obsessed with smart. I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be saying that and like annoying, but it really tastes like a smartie.
Let me make the note. Send more ramen bag. Edo.
他说他拍完以后想要试试看吗？我是说的是日本的，看你啊，因为他觉得你有点可
以
怜。
可以。
好，因为我刚才说这个让我想起美国的糖果，它叫 Smarties， 所以给你对，你知道吗？是 Smarties， 就是
I understood exactly 2 words of that.
就是这个。对，这很像，不是，但是它很像。
没有吃过。
我觉得很，然后你可以把它翻成一个粉，然后你可以抽烟，你可以抽烟可以啊，我会教你的。
Can we pass these over there? Thank you.
Help you.
And
sounds like you know what that sounds like actually. It sounds like back when people were doing the cinnamon challenge.
Oh,
I didn't do it, but I want to do it. I have cinnamon in my kitchen right now. I would do it. You want me to do it?
Have you not seen the videos and how badly it turns out? Like, and you still want to do it?
I'll do it, man. I'm okay with
it. You, I mean, like,
I think
surely the video evidence is enough to be like, nah, I'll give it a miss. Thanks.
I'll do it with you at JMON.
Yeah, save your taste buds for tonight, and yeah. Now Tatsuro, I have a question. Did you buy this just for me?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Nice.
It's actually
nice
2
pick.
for you and 2 for Michael specifically.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Shaldi. I didn't realize you would be part of it, so I didn't pick anything specifically for the wolf.
So is this like a chewy hamburger-shaped candy?
I would say it's not chewy. It's more cookie-like.
Oh, okay.
So how come you said the word cookie and not the word biscuit? I thought you guys say biscuits in New Zealand.
I admit I kind of like after living here with pretty much 90% Americans, I'm kind of used to. I'm not quite sure why.
USA.
But I'm trying to like. Sometimes I have to translate.
Yeah.
Certain vocabulary. So, like for example, I will typically say convenience store, whereas in New Zealand I would say dairy.
Right.
And in this case, yeah, cookie rather than biscuit.
You taught me that word. You taught me. I'm just saying that because I'll make the story short. It's because like in class, there's the word 饼干 in Chinese, which can mean cookie, biscuit, or cracker. Because in Chinese, 饼干 can mean a savory cookie, a savory cracker or a sweet cookie. So it's ambiguous in Chinese. And so in class, we had to translate this text. And they said 饼干, and someone said biscuit, and someone said cookie. And I didn't really debate with someone, but apparently, like there was a Hong Kong student in the class. We didn't debate, but we had to clarify like what a biscuit meant. In America, we have that, right? You know what it means? Do you know what it means in America? A biscuit? I'm guessing. Yeah. Do you know what it means?
Sorry. Zoned out for a bit there. A biscuit. So it's kind of more like a scone.
That's right. Yeah. You would call it a scone. You would call that a scone. We would call that a biscuit. So to us, a biscuit is more like bread.
Yeah.
A biscuit is more like bread. Even though like they both mean like twice baked, like by and then scud is like cocer, like to cook, twice baked or twice cooked. But yeah, like anyway.
So this one also has a little picture or comic in it. So like notice the difference between the pictures kind of a thing?
What does it mean?
Oh, it's to spot the difference, I think.
Spot the difference, yeah.
Dang, I can give this to my child.
Possibly.
I can give this to like my kid if I'll give him this to like just have fun with like while
the child over there.
Specifically that box.
like at the restaurant before our food comes, I'll just hand him this.
Interesting that you bring up a restaurant. So there is a family restaurant here in Japan called Saizeriya. I say Italian restaurant very loosely here, but Italian family restaurant. But here's the thing: even when I'm going with like friends, we will still like the kids menu is already there, like next to the regular menu. But we will grab the kids menu because on the covers is always a spot the difference. It is a lot harder than you think, and I have good pictures of my friends just staring intently at this kids menu. And it's like out of context, you're like, why on earth are they staring so hard at this kids menu? And you have to explain, no, it's literally a spot the difference. And we have competitions to see who can find all 10 differences first.
Damn.
And we've come up with a way to like give each other hints. But yeah, if you're in Japan and for some reason you're at Saizeriya, for whatever reason, I mean it is cheap. I'll say that it's cheap, and if you want something filling because it's all carbs. If you go to Saizeriya, pick out the kids menu. You don't have to order from it, but like pick out the kids menu and do the spot difference.
We have that in Taiwan, and a lot of people like it. I'm okay with it. I like his unlimited coffee. They have coffee machines, and for like unlimited coffee. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Saizeriya. Yeah, Saizeriya. There's quite a few. Yeah, for Kamaku, which again, let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right. But yeah, Saizeriya. It's quite cheap in Taiwan as well. I don't go there every day, but like if you have like a big fur meat, it's not bad. I think because like, I feel like it's food that almost everyone likes. Like you're not gonna argue about like, do you like this food? Do you like that food? Like they have seafood there, which I don't eat obviously, but. You know, like I feel like they have like a little bit of everything. I mean, it's Italian, quote unquote Italian food. Yeah. Japanese Italian food.
I actually had it in mainland China too.
Kaimeku. Sorry, Kaimeku.
Yeah.
That's our resident Canadian.
Just don't take a Venetian there. Or whatever. Just like.
Question to Kaimeku. What do you think a biscuit is? Because he's a Canadian. Question to Kaimeku. What do you think a biscuit is?
This is chocolate, by the way.
Wait, that was for the. Wait, so what was the? We didn't open the Taiwanese yet, right?
Oh, we have.
Yeah,
not.
I think you might have jumped. Yeah. So what's our? Oh, we're gonna have this. Okay, so this is what our so you brought the hamburgers.
Yes.
And then this is what our equivalent.
It looks like either a mooncake or an orange.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit blurry. Sorry.
It's pineapple.
Oh, it's pineapple. Ooh.
Did you buy that?
I think that's the one I got,
Yeah.
and I shared. Yeah.
Is this the Wait, what is this?
This is kind of pastry.
No, it's a mooncake. It's not.
Oh,
yeah,
it's a mooncake.
It's a mooncake. Yeah.
What mooncake?
This is mooncake. This is so yuebing. Oh yeah, I think we picked up the wrong one.
All right. So we're looking for the pineapple cake.
Oh yeah.
And if it is the pineapple cake that I got, it's the one that has brown sugar with it.
Yep. This is actually famous. You bought a good kind. This is 有名, 很有名的.
Yeah, in Taiwan.
Yeah. You can read the kanji if you want.
I think it was it this year or late last year? There was a campaign in Taiwan to eat all the pineapples.
你可以把一头这个。
Eat all the pineapple.
往身上。这样的。It works, dude. It works. It works.
All right, that's good.
Oh, good. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm getting distracted. Good boy.
Yeah. Oh.
Good boy.
Give him some of the guai guai chips.
Yeah, give him the guai guai chip.
Yeah.
Callback.
So I'm sorry. Your story?
Oh no, tells the story. It's like I remember a while back there was a campaign to have lots of Taiwanese pineapples.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I imagine pineapples quite an important part of the Taiwanese economy.
That is correct. I don't know how many pineapples they produce per year, but it is quite an important agricultural crop.
Mm-hmm.
A big exporter for one of their biggest fruit exports. We do have to be careful because I think there are expiration dates on these things, and it wasn't refrigerated. So we, I don't think there is one. It's not till September 30th. So we're safe. We're safe. We're safe.
If you bought it at the shop and it wasn't refrigerated, it's usually fine if you haven't opened it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says September 30th, so that was like a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like it's safe for like what, a month?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, a week. September 24th right now.
No, we bought it actually like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah,
I see what you mean.
we bought it for mid autumn festival, like what, 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yes.
Yeah. This we can cut in half though. That would be more fair. I'll take the knife. Hey, 刀子在哪里?
Then we could put some of these onto the plate.
Oh yeah. Let me cut it first.
Yes.
So that way it won't wobble.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Smoking Smarties though, I'll teach you. Do you know how to do it? I actually don't know how. I don't know how, but I'll learn.
Man, I just thought it was a joke.
I was gonna cut
A
it.
completely made up concept. I didn't think it was a real, semi-real thing.
What I thought you were referring to was...
这样可以的。
It might exist in Japan as well, but I remember growing up in New Zealand, I don't think they exist anymore, but there was like, I think they were called space sticks or something.
Huh.
They were like long and white and maybe like kind of semi-hard candy sweet, but a lot of kids would pretend that they were like cigarettes.
I think I know what you're talking about. Actually.
Yeah, I didn't really get into them or anything, but I believe that was like that's what I thought you were referring to when you were saying like smoking Smarties. I thought it was like, oh, it's these space stick sweet.
So here's what it looked like.
On the inside,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. 你要说明吗?
Okay.
So what is this?
This is kind of pastry, just like moon cake. Its filling is sometimes replaced with winter melon. Because winter melon is cheaper, this is a kind of snack that less many foreigners coming to Taiwan like to bring back home.
Yeah, I can see
So
it.
maybe just a little bit.
Absolutely.
Oh, no,
I
that's
can
what I was gonna
imagine
say.
it's like stellar.
Okay, yeah. Oh, some of them are stuck together. That one fell apart. Okay.
Yeah, it happens. I think they might actually be. I'm not sure if they're apart originally and you put them together, or if they come together.
I'll try the burger, man. I want to try the chocolate burger. You don't eat chocolate, right?
Right, so I'm gonna put the rest of these.
All right. He doesn't eat chocolate.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Well, at least the other burger thing will be savory, not sweet.
Yeah. I like it. I feel like I had this before. I like as a kid. I don't know. I couldn't tell you where, but I feel like I had this before. A question for you, Tatsuro. Keimuku says, does New Zealand have the chocolate Smarties where the orange ones are orange chocolate flavor?
The chocolate. Okay, I think we might be referring to a different sweet entirely here, but I believe that they're referring to Jaffas. Jaffas.
Are you talking the Jaffa cakes? The Jaffa cakes, or the?
I'm not 100% sure if they're related.
All right.
So
all right.
don't put me on that. Because Jaffa cakes are more of a British thing than in New Zealand.
Ah, okay.
So Jaffas are kind of like, okay, if you think of Maltesers, right? If you think of the shape of Maltesers, but on the inside it is just milk chocolate, and on the outside is kind of like the M&M's or Smarties coating, and it's orange coloured and orange flavoured. That's Jaffas. Kind of look like little orange paintballs, really.
Paintballs, damn.
Now, I have
I got
a story
hit by
about
those.
Jaffas, actually, if we're talking about those. New Zealand is home to the world's steepest street. It is called Baldwin Street. It is in a city called Dunedin in the South Island.
Isn't that where Mordor is?
I mean, Mordor is just about everywhere in New Zealand.
Oh yeah, sorry, man. Yeah, Mordor. Yeah, it's not mine. It's in Mordor. He knows what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm sorry.
New Zealand is unofficially Middle Earth. Sidebar: Peter Jackson went to my college.
Damn, man, you're famous.
That's another thing. But,
yeah. Cheers. Well, I had this several times though. Yeah, I had. I mean, you had it too, right? You had the pineapple cake before.
Maybe. I would like to have it again though.
Explain to how it tastes. Explain to what a pineapple cake tastes like.
Well, it's got a nice fruity, soft taste. It reminds me of pineapple. Yeah, I think it's nice and fluffy.
It's shortbread, I think.
Yeah.
I think it like the actual cake part, like it's not like a birthday cake. It's more like shortbread.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's soft, but it's not moist. It's not a moist kind of cake.
Like shortbread.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then the pineapple, yeah, like I don't know how else I can if there's anything else to say. Yeah, it's fruity, it's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's a souvenir everyone buys, just like Xiaodi said.
Mm-hmm. 10 out of 10.
In terms of the Jaffas,
Alright.
is the steepest street in a city called Dunedin in New Zealand. It's about I would say about 3/4 down the country in the South Island. So Dunedin, don't know if it's still there, but at least used to have a Cadbury chocolate factory, and Cadbury manufactures Jaffas. So what they would do is once a year, and I'm not quite sure if there was a specific date or not, but once a year they would get a whole bunch of Jaffas, individually number them, and they would release them at the top of the steepest street. And if your numbered Jaffa was the first one to get to the bottom of the street and be collected in a cup, you would win prizes or something. So basically they would roll a whole bunch of these Jaffas down the world's steepest street once a year. Whether or not they still do that, I'm not sure.
That sounds like a pretty kooky little challenge.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, they look like paintballs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jaffas. Yeah. I see. So I found them. So I'm surprised you know what Jaffa cakes are, but maybe I shouldn't be surprised because you do come from a Commonwealth country. But Jaffa, I've never seen that. I've never seen Jaffas. I've seen Jaffa cakes, but yeah, Jaffas.
I don't think I've eaten a Jaffa cake. I mean, I know of them just because I consume a bunch of British media and American media and stuff, and I know that it's referenced. And in fact, we were talking earlier about what a biscuit is.
Yeah.
And Jaffa cakes is constantly up for debate whether it's a cake or a biscuit. And you'd think, what's the point? But actually, it's because cakes and biscuits are taxed differently in the UK.
Yeah.
It is important.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume that this is the outcome, but I believe it was determined that Jaffa cake is classed as a biscuit because if it gets stale, it gets softer. While if it's a cake, if it gets stale, it gets harder.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the definitions.
Yeah, that's something.
I'm not sure if that was the definitive ruling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning something here. I'm learning in our streams for once. I'm kidding. I learn every time. I'm learning, man. I love talking to Tatsuro, man. He is probably... You're like the only New Zealand fur I personally know. Do you know any Kiwi furs?
No. Well,
that guy doesn't.
I did when I went to Alamo City Furry Invasion. I did meet that one fursuit and fursuit maker, Sparky.
I don't know them. From New Zealand?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm not gonna put the iron eggs in the bubble tea, but I should stop drinking this.
I guess because it'll give it a sweeter flavor because of the milk tea, but I just don't see the point.
I think someone's trolling us. Someone's trolling. Yeah, Chad is trolling us. Wait, what do we have left?
Yeah.
三个东西吗？四个。
It's a shame that the stream is at this time because New Zealand, I think, is typically 3 hours ahead.
Right.
Unless it's summertime, in which case it's 4. So, I mean, mind you, it is a weekend. So, I mean, maybe yeah, maybe some people will be up late tonight.
Yeah.
Well, if there's any New Zealand furs that saw me retweet it on my Twitter, maybe they'll check it out.
Yeah.
I was just really shy about promoting it in the New Zealand furs chat because I'm always shy about like self promotion.
Yeah.
And I don't know the rules.
Oh, we did the bot. Yeah.
Will this live stream be available on demand later?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We just talked about that.
Yeah,
If you're
we
a New
will.
Zealand fur seeing this later, hi.
Yeah, we're in the future. No, we're in the past. Hello from the past.
I promise I want to come visit again. I just don't know where.
I want to visit New Zealand. I want to go to like the Shire. I want to go to Gondor and Mordor. Man, I actually haven't watched all the movies. I have not watched all, but like I know it's a big thing. Okay, so
Grandma had a moment in one of the movies where it's literally just her on the screen.
wait, she's in the movie. She's in the movie.
Yeah, a lot of New Zealand people were in the movie.
Dang.
Were in the Lord
Wow.
of the Rings movies. Yeah.
Dang, Lord.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll tell you how to find it. How to find her later.
Sure. Dang, your grandma is famous. Okay, so what's?
This
Oh,
looks.
I think I had this before.
So this either looks like some sort of like roll or cookie that's rolled up like a.
All right.
Like I think I've seen something like this before. I don't remember where, but it was some sort of snack shop like food stall.
My guess is that it's savory. I'm guessing this is savory.
Could be savory. Could be. It's definitely crunchy.
Yeah. So this is umaibo, which
Umaibo.
literally translates to delicious stick.
Yep.
Insert your own jokes here. This is a corn puff, and typically
Maltese.
one stick
Maltese.
was like 10 yen. It actually made news recently when, due to inflation, the company pushed it up to 12 yen per stick. But they come in a
Man.
variety of flavors, and this one is the teriyaki burger flavor. That's why I specifically got this one.
Yeah. All right.
I hate inflation. That's all I gotta say. But I like this.
It's basically a corn puff snack. That was what I thought might be similar to the guai guai chips.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now if we ever meet you, now we have to do another mukbang. If we meet you to make it for, we actually need to eat with you. We need to bring food. If we can bring food into Japan, but yeah.
Like, here's the thing, right? When I went buying snacks, I wasn't even sure at the time when I went to the snack shop.
Right.
What am I actually going to send? Because at the time I didn't know the size of the box, so it was like, I don't know how many I'm going to fit. So I have basically like 2 or 3 times. I bought like 2 or 3 times as much, and like half of it's still down here. So like I still have way more snacks and sweets to send to you at some point. So we
amazing.
can totally do this again.
We'll see you in Taiwan.
All right.
I'll take one.
You can have one open.
Put it on your nose.
Yeah. Put it on your nose.
Yeah, it's slightly harder to balance because there's not a lot of weight.
Oh,
I gotta get it.
Okay. Right now.
Yeah,
There we go.
did it.
There we go.
All right. Yeah.
Good boy.
All right. Great.
Yeah. And
That's
our,
hilarious. That's what it is.
Our Taiwanese snack. Ooh, sun cakes.
Oh, so we've had moon cakes.
And now that-
we've got sun cakes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Pokemon Sun and Moon. I don't
Yes.
think is that a thing?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I just say that randomly. I didn't know it was a thing. Yeah, we have Pokemon Sun and Moon. I didn't know it was a thing. I did have everything.
Wow, you're really out of touch with Pokemon.
Yeah. I still don't. I don't even know who the voice actor is anymore because they changed the English
Oh,
voice actor. 'Cause
right.
They changed.
Yeah.
It's not the same person.
Right.
Yeah, like so. This is Sun Cake. Taiyang means sun. So the Tai, that would be. Isn't Tai like I say big in Japanese, right? That's one.
It would be more if it's got the little dash
Yeah.
between the 2 legs. Then
Great.
It's fat rather than big.
Ah, I didn't know that. So Tai here means great. And Yang is sun.
Oh yeah. I mean, great would also be applicable, but
Sure.
from my understanding, it would be more like futoi as in fat. Yeah.
So and then being, of course, this is another word that's hard to translate because there's a lot of things. It can mean pancake, it can mean cake, it can mean cookie, it can mean biscuit, it can mean cracker, it can mean bun. It's usually a baked pastry. But yeah, so Taiyang being, also known as sun cake. So what is a sun cake?
It's another kind of pastry. It's a specialty from Taichung. The filling is made out of maltose, which is a kind of sugar made from milk. Many foreigners like to bring this back home as well.
And when I went to Taichung myself,
as well. That's
Well, this is a souvenir shop. We bought this at you can only get it as souvenir because we don't live in Taichung, so we had to go to a souvenir shop in Taipei. we didn't go to Taichung to get this. We probably could have if we really were that dedicated. I'm trying to find the knife. Where did I put the surgical knife? 说我自己的刀子在哪里？我放在哪里？我自己的。
I think I actually went to a specialty sun cake.
找到了，找到了。
Yeah, pastry shop that was in Taichung, like Sunny Hills.
这个新的了。
So like there are stores that specialize in just sun cakes.
Well, and it's that's the main thing. That's the main dish of it. But they also have other pastries and other things you can buy. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what it looks like inside.
I think they're kind of crumbly though, so I might eat it over the. They're kind of crummy.
They are crumbly. They're definitely crumbly.
Do you actually want to eat a whole one?
I'll see if I can eat it cleanly.
I'll bring the plate
Thank
over.
you, yes.
Yeah.
It sounds like a new challenge.
Yeah. We have a lot. Yeah, like I mean, dude, I don't know how many calories I consumed tonight. But he's laughing. Yeah, like I don't know how many calories I consumed tonight, but I actually can't eat too many sweets because I'll get a sore throat and I'll get sick. So that's why you see me drinking water like half the time. That will happen. I'll still. You know what? I think I'll eat the sun cake later.
Don't step the wolf.
Yeah. I'll eat the sun cake later.
All right. Well, you can have that later, or you can have that this hamburger thing, corn puff like stick first, and then I'll eat the sun cake.
Yeah. I'm gonna eat the noodles.
What kind of flavor does it have? Does it have like a vanilla-y flavor or?
So I'm not sure if you had maltose, but it's basically like it's just like syrup. It's like a syrup. It's like fruit, like high fructose corn syrup, but it's maltose because maltose is made out of malt, right? It doesn't really have like a real flavor. It's just like syrup, actually, in my opinion. Yeah. Oh, you opened it up already?
Yeah.
I was gonna give you that to eat over, but like, oh yeah, he put it in his mouth.
This is being so adorable.
Yeah,
you
dude.
gotta stop. It's just.
Can we selfie ourselves? Hey.
It's too much. It's adorable.
Sorry, we were selfieing for a second there. He is being adorable. Yeah, he's a.
It's so adorable.
No, you're adorable.
He needs so
Nah.
many hugs when I see him in person.
Yeah, I definitely hug him. Call him a fox. That'll make him very happy. I'll eat this. Yeah, Taiyang Yep, Taiyang. Who is ABG Negpit? You must be Taiwanese because you wrote that in Chinese. So yes, it is. So I'll open this up. I guess I'll do this way.
Yeah, that's the umai ball. Yeah, so like I said, there's like so many different flavors. There are sometimes seasonal flavors. Like right now, there's like special packaging for Halloween, and there's like takoyaki flavor. There's salad dressing flavor.
I like
there's
this.
Sugar flavor. There's
smells
like teriyaki
Yeah.
flavor. There's salmon something flavor. I think like there's like different flavors. It's just a giant corn puff.
I like it. I like it. It reminds me of Cheetos. Cornrow Cheetos. But I mean that in a good way. Yeah, I actually like this. Yeah. Wait, that's yours, right?
Super
Yeah.
cheap and
Wow.
like, just a really popular snack for kids.
My mom
They just
for a
full
long
of
time.
flavor as well.
That's
There's a lot of flavor packed in there.
Oh, okay.
How
Yeah.
do they get the
Why the corn
teriyaki?
puff is there, so you're not just eating flavor powder straight.
Right.
Like a corn puff's there.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I wonder how they get the teriyaki flavor onto this thing. It's science.
Science noodles.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's to do with I was watching a video about this, about how they get the flavors for potato chips. There's a UK cooking channel on YouTube called Sorted Food. I remember they were doing something about potato chip flavors. I think it's like you had to get the oil. You mix the oil with kind of a potatoey starch or something called maltodextrin or maltodextrose or something, and it basically becomes a powder. It soaks up all the oil and it becomes a flavored powder.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. Oil, potato starch. That. We're waving to the pet snake. Sorry
Yeah. There's a snake over there, like looking at us, wondering what we're doing. Okay, so actually, here's a question for you, because I know we're doing a lot of stuff tonight. The stream will go over a little bit. I think we've officially hit the 2-hour mark, so sorry guys for just watching a bunch of people just eat like snacks on screen. We'll go over by a little bit, like maybe 20-30 minutes, but we'll think about wrapping up soon. We can speed it up a little bit. Here's one question for you that we've got here. This is more about, like, again, being a foreigner in Japan. Do you ever feel like you're treated differently to someone compared to like other Japanese furs? Because you are a foreigner, do you feel like there's that air of like difference, or how would you describe that?
Again, I think this comes back to something that you had on a previous episode, where you were talking about like the perception of, oh, this person might not be able to speak the language just based on how they look. And I think that's kind of the initial impression. So I feel like it's almost my responsibility is not really the word I'm thinking of, but I feel like a lot of the time it is kind of my responsibility to like break the ice, as it were, and say, shashin tottemo ii desu ka, may I take a photo, or something like that. Just be like, yes, don't panic. I am not from Japan, but I can speak Japanese. Everything's going to be okay. We will get through this together. But I feel like there's a bit of hesitancy sometimes. I will say this though: there are absolutely fursuiters who will jump at the chance to interact with foreigner furs at events and cons, and that's awesome, because they'll actually come up to you and they'll like just hug you randomly, or like they'll pose with you, or they'll like do like funny stuff behind you, or like act up, and then you'll be like, what are you doing? And they like interact a little bit that way. So that's absolutely fun. But sometimes, you kind of have to. I mean, I don't know if it's the same for fursuiters in general, but I mean, like sometimes you kind of have to go up to the suitor and like, say, be the first one to like interact and say something.
So it sounds like you're saying people are just like shocked when you speak Japanese. You open your mouth and you speak. Would you say people are shocked? At least that's what I'm gathering from your story.
I wouldn't say shocked. Maybe. I mean, like I think it's from after that first phrase, because I mean, like, may I take a photo could easily be like a stock standard phrase that you've prepared ahead of time, right? So it doesn't necessarily prove I can speak Japanese, but sometimes from that I will be asked that, oh, hey, where are you from? And then I'll like go into the spiel of, well, I'm originally from New Zealand, now I'm living in Japan, and this will all be in Japanese, and that's when it'll like slowly start to we'll slowly start to get a conversation going. And this doesn't just apply to fursuiters either. I mean, this is like when I used to go to sometimes board game meetups in Osaka. There was a semi-regular meetup in Osaka where a bunch of furries would get together and would just play board games. And like sometimes it would be the case of, now that we're playing this board game together and I'm making efforts to understand the rules, and we're kind of doing something together, it kind of like distracts from the fact that we're strangers, because we're kind of actively participating in this thing. So maybe because when I first went in, everyone kind of knew everyone else, and so here's me as this like new person coming in, You know, it's kind of like,
Oh, no.
oh, you
Go
know,
ahead. Put it over there.
maybe
Yeah,
you're a bit shy in inviting me in, kind of thing. But after getting to know some of the Furs in Osaka and like going to more and more events and meeting up with the same people, I think it was slowly like getting used to being able to like converse. I think the major thing though is the language barrier. And I'm not saying that all Japanese Furs can't speak English at all. That's absolutely not true. There are some Japanese Furs that can speak brilliant English. And so I do find though that it's usually the bilingual Japanese Furs who are the most outgoing actually, and will almost jump at the chance to speak to foreigners. I find that quite interesting.
How about your experience?
I'm gonna concur with the Furs being bilingual, being the most outspoken and the most, what's the word? Not introvert, extroverted. Yes. And the language barrier basically is the one thing that it doesn't really prevent you or block you. It just kind of creates that small little barrier between like people. Like they're not going to be like unfriendly with you, but like you're not going to have a deep relationship with them if you don't really speak the same language.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. My experience has been somewhat similar. Well, I think you might have been referencing to the being Asian abroad episode, perhaps, about like.
That's exactly the one.
So shout out. I don't
remember which episode it was.
Yeah, I don't know if any of those guys are here to listen in this episode, but that topic about like the perception, like you are this race, can you speak our language? That perception, like that came up in that in that particular live stream, I should say, and I'll summarize how my feelings are. Which again, like I'm Asian American, so living in Taiwan. I feel that at least 80% of the people do expect me to speak Chinese despite not being Taiwanese or Chinese. So I had a slightly different experience. And because I'm at the point where I can kind of speak Chinese at like a conversational level, no one will slow down for me anymore. Like they just not, you must know this, like, or why did you use this phrase? Or like, am I being rude for saying or asking this? Like I'm asking it in a direct way. You know, which you may not do that in Taiwan, but I'm asking because I just want to know, or maybe I need directions, or I don't know the politeness, the sort of like politeness language being used. I think there's more of that in Japanese, though, like the usage of being formal and polite. In Chinese, we don't have honorifics. And we have very there used to be that in ancient China, but there aren't really honorifics, and I don't think like there's like any particles that indicate politeness. Not as much in Chinese, but I think you ask things in an indirect way, right? You ask things in an indirect way, or you say things in an indirect. You can't necessarily reveal your feelings right away, and that's something that for me. In a sense, like that's what keeps me apart. Where like I haven't mastered that, but at the same time, I don't know if I will ever master that because that's also a personality thing. You sound like you want to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there's a couple of things I'd love to jump on there. So yeah, Japanese does have the honorifics or that. I don't think that really applies in this case.
Sure.
Because you're not really talking to a superior or anything. I'll say this, when I go to events such as like board game meets or something like that, because everyone kind of knows each other, it's a lot more casual language that's being thrown around and a lot more colloquial, possibly like more references, stuff like that. And so actually I'll self-evaluate myself as an intermediate speaker here. As an intermediate speaker, I am still not at that level. Like we're talking like colloquial, like almost like insider, maybe not insider language, but like kind of that level of language. And coming in and like doing kind of like the basic stuff that you learned in like for me, learned in like primary school and college. It's like, sure, that will get you there, but it's not kind of like the same caliber of conversation that's happening. So that also might be a bit of a disconnect there. It's like, oh, this guy can't really fully enjoy our conversation, maybe. One other thing I wanted to point out is that this also might be more me, but it could apply. But for me, I would probably build up a friendship in the Japanese fandom like small bits at a time, rather than trying to go all out and become friends instantly on day one. Like for me, I was mentioning before, you know, sometimes you might run into the same person multiple times at different events. It might be over the course of a year that I meet the same person a few times and then get to know them a bit better.
Sure.
Like there is stuff that I have talked to English-speaking furs a lot quicker than Japanese furs. I won't say specifically what, but it's like there's stuff I would like to discuss with Japanese furs, but I don't even think I've come up with a like you were saying, kind of like an indirect way of bringing it up without sounding like too blunt. And that's more of a language ability thing. It's like I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah, sure. I for my end, then we can move on to our next snack. For my end, again, like I'm probably intermediate as well, but I might be intermediate high at this point, probably because like it is my job to learn Chinese as a translator, but my output is not as good as my input. But yeah, like I want to say I kind of echo your statements where like I don't know if I can go deep. I don't know if I have deep conversations with Taiwanese furs at this point, though I think like I think I'm able to kind of scratch the surface and get a little bit deeper than I was like 2 years ago. But Chinese for sure is definitely a hard language, and if you're coming from English, it is so different to the point that you need more hours to learn. If you're coming from a culturally similar background, like if you're Vietnamese, for example, you might have an easier time learning Chinese because you know what a tone is, you know what the concept of a tone is. And as a matter of fact, and we talked about this before, as a matter of fact, Vietnam has been influenced enough by China that they adopted some Chinese words that let's say 1,000 years ago. It's called was it Sino-Venetic vocabulary? Yeah. In the same sense that there are some Chinese words that borrowed into Japanese. That's as much as I'll say before we go too deep into linguistics, because I know we can easily do that. Let's go with our next snack.
So
it's
this
like
one,
yeah.
I think this is special to you.
Oh, I don't know what this is. I have no idea what. Please explain to us what this is. I'm joking.
That is matcha flavored yokan. And yokan I had to quickly look up. It is a combination of red bean and sugar.
Oh.
So it's kind of like a jelly-ish thing.
Yeah,
it's typically matcha flavored. That's one of the things I got for you, Michael.
Yeah, I can read. Yeah, I was joking. I kind of knew what it was actually.
Red bean paste and what? And
agar.
Oh.
And sugar.
后期. Oh,
So
agar.
it's like a jelly,
Yeah. Wow.
but it's not gelatin, I think.
开封市.
Yeah, when I was feeling it in my hand, it did feel like some sort of like squishy jelly-ish kind of thing. Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
not
this
quite
is only
sure
this
if the
is
conditions that you get
开封
that
市
box in.
什么什么
I would recommend opening that maybe over a plate just in case it's a little bit liquidy now.
Oh.
because I'm not quite sure if those
要
storage conditions-
冰吗？
So,
是开封后。
just a warning before you spill stuff all over your recording
它
equipment.
是
一圈，
哦。
对，就这样子。
Yeah. So we'll be. Yeah. So I see some bubbles in there. We can go ahead and open it over a plate. Yeah.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, but you should be able to, like Virus was saying, there should be like a little piece of plastic.
Yeah,
you can
he knows no Japanese to understand, but
Not a little bit.
yeah, I think most Taiwanese have basic Japanese knowledge actually. So yeah, like yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading the ingredients. Oh, interesting.
So it seems like someone wants to know, Tatsuro, if you How many
Join.
times have you been called Nihongo Jozu?
Yeah. So.
Hi, Liko.
Oh my god, that is a meme in itself. Okay. I'll just say, like, in general, like, if we're counting, like, at furry events and, like, at work and so on, like, just in general, in the 7 years that I have been here, I would say, on average, I get it about once every couple of months.
Wow.
And it's usually by different people, right? So, I mean, it's always by different people, but it'll typically be when I go to, like, different shops or something, and I'm looking for a specific item, and I'll ask the team. So, すみません、こちらの商品が取り扱ってますか? Do you have this product in stock? And then, like, sometimes they'll be like, ask a follow-up question or something, and you know, usually at some point they might ask, you know, oh, you know, where you're from or whatever, you know, kind of like the stat. It's like, wow, this guy knows Japanese. It's like, let's actually have a conversation. And then it'll throw in like a Jozu. Here's what I love to do. And if you've got any kind of like advanced beginner Japanese learners, here's what I like to do. So I live in the Kansai region, and Kansai has its own dialect called Kansai Den. And Kansai Den is kind of like what a lot of comedians will use. It's a slightly more comedic, kind of more countryside dialect. So what I will say, and specifically like if I in particular, if I go to like Tokyo or something, it plays off really well. If they say, oh, Nihongo Jozu, I'll say, yeah, mada desu. No, not yet. And then I'll say, mada Nihongo benkyou sena akan, which is, in the Kansai dialect, I have to study Japanese more. But it doesn't come across, but it's the equivalent of someone from Taiwan going to Boston and sounding like they're from Texas. That's the disconnect there. And half the time I'll get like a laugh back. I love playing that line.
I like that. That is funny. 就是解释这个. So what is this?
What is it? It looks like a bunch of paracetamol tablets. But
Paracetamol. Wow.
I can see beef. I can see beef.
That's right. Well, yep. Yeah. Well, here it's not beef. It is actually cow. It's actually cow.
Cow.
Yeah. Beef. We add the meat. Remember, we add meat. Cow meat to make beef.
If you're correcting me on that, I'm going to assume it's something to do with milk.
Dairy based.
Right, dairy based. So, is this like the chewy milk candy or something?
Yeah.
It's more nougat. It's nougat.
Nougat. Yeah. That's funny because actually one of the backup ones I had was a package of Milky, which is basically the chewy milk candy.
I think I had those before. White Rabbit.
I was going to throw that in as a third reference to burger, but I couldn't find a third reference to... Oh, no, actually, no. I did find a third reference to Michael, but it wouldn't fit, so I had to take it away. So I only got 2 references for each of you.
So this is nougat. We want to explain, though, that this actually doesn't originally come from Taiwan. It's from the West, actually. It's nougat. But it's so popular that we picked it. Yeah, This is just a plain flavor. There are multiple flavors. There's matcha flavored. Whatever you can add to your nougat, then that basically is your flavor. Yeah, I like it a lot actually. Let's go with this this matcha agar.
Okay. Do I just take it?
Yeah, take it.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, he could. Yeah. Have I had this before? I feel like I have.
To be honest, I haven't had the matcha flavor. I've had the plain one, which is red bean, and I believe I've had a chocolate one before as well, which is not like overly chocolatey, but is like a hint of it.
It's pretty good.
It is. It really is like if you took red bean and matcha and put them together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I taste more of the matcha than the red bean, but I think I had this before. I feel like
what you eat.
I feel like I feel like I would eat this as like a dessert at a restaurant. I almost feel like
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, like something I would get at the end of probably a Japanese meal, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it in teishoku, like as a sweet. Like I would say, from my personal experience, if you were having this as a sweet, it would be more likely to be seen at a tea ceremony rather
Yeah.
than at the end of a restaurant.
Sure. Yeah.
Because restaurant meals don't typically have sweets like this. It would be more maybe some fruit, maybe some cut
Yeah.
fruit or something at the end of a restaurant meal.
Would you eat this with your hands or with a fork or a chopstick? I feel it's kind of sticky.
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say if it was a tea ceremony, there would be maybe a little kind of wooden skewer. It would kind of be
Yeah.
the same shape as those plum potato chip sticks that you were looking at.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
would kind of be that kind of shape. It would be used like as a toothpicky type of skewer. You would also use it to cut. It's called a kashikiri, literally sweet or candy cut.
It's almost a little bit too sweet for me to eat by itself.
I'll have
yeah.
I'll have the rest if you don't.
Do you actually want to eat the rest?
Yeah, I'll have probably have another thing later.
Okay. Or now or later?
I'll take it now.
Yeah. I'm gonna wash my hands because my finger's sticky. So if you can give me
tea ceremony, because typically in a tea ceremony when you have your sweets, it's to offset the bitterness of the matcha. So it's kind of like you have the matcha and you have a bit of the sweet. It's like you kind of have both at the same time to offset each other.
Now, would you ever have this matcha, like
That's my name.
this kind of matcha thing, jelly akar thing, with matcha tea?
That's a good question. I think possibly not. There might be situations. Based on my experience in tea ceremonies, most of the time the sweets are red bean paste.
Yeah.
And you can actually, there are actual stores which specialize in making sweets for tea ceremonies. Like the tea ceremony, sometimes the tea ceremony clubs at high school, or rather junior high school, they will like the head teacher will like go to these shops and they specialize in making them seasonal because tea ceremonies are like so seasonal, like seasonal almost down to like the week almost. There's like you have this kind of flower in this month and it's like you've got to do it, you know, these colors and all that. Like it's so seasonal, so it's likely you would be getting a sweet that focuses on whatever the season is.
Okay. Did you actually want to eat one of these?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm not gonna eat it. I'm having like I'm. It's too. That's very sweet for me. So like I probably need to take a short break. I'm keep drinking some water. But I'll give you this.
Yeah, thank you.
Have fun with that. Product of Taiwan. It says so right there on the front. Yeah. It says after. Yeah. Okay.
But not really.
That's right, but not really.
I know that nougat is like used in a lot of like chocolate bars. Like sometimes they'll advertise that there's nougat in it.
Yeah.
And I know that I've seen like sometimes news articles, maybe not news articles, but like articles where people have been like, so what actually is nougat?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think a lot of people have heard it in name, but don't actually know specifically what it is. And I don't think I've tried it on its own either.
Yeah. I don't even know what nougat is. Like actually, isn't it made out of eggs?
Mm-hmm.
Does it have eggs in it? I'm not sure.
Well, it's a dairy product, right?
Yeah. It would have milk.
Dairy originally.
Yeah. I think there's also some eggs in there. That's my guess.
Sounds like a good job to Google.
Yeah.
Sugar or honey, roasted nuts, whipped egg whites, and sometimes chopped candied fruit.
Awesome.
So egg whites.
Definitely has a very rich flavor to it. Yeah, I like it. I like that.
You had it before, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it's pretty popular.
Just not in Taiwan.
Okay. I kind of actually want to, again, we probably touched upon this and you have to apologize. If we did, then we'll just make it faster. But what actually drew you to Japan in the first place, though?
Oh yeah. So I'll try and keep it short because I tend to add too much detail. But it was computer science class in college, and when I say college, by the way, I mean like the equivalent of high school.
That's right, high school.
In New Zealand, we have primary school and college in general, 8 years and then 5 years. Anyway, computer science class in college. It's kind of like the end of my, like I'm almost close to graduating, so classmates and I were kind of looking at like different like careers and like what do we want to do in the future. Obviously I wanted to, like we all wanted to get into like game development at the time because it was like the trendy thing. So I'm looking up worker profiles at Sega specifically, actually.
Wow.
And there was a guy, I forgot his name, but there was a guy, he said he did the JET program in Japan.
Right.
And that kind of worked, that kind of, what's the word, linked with my teacher in Japanese class at college was also advertising the JET program, and also first year in my Japanese classes at university, they were also advertising the JET program. So after I graduated university, I was working part-time for a couple of years, but then I was like, oh yeah, the JET program was a thing, why not give that a go? And so ended up applying and came over here. So it was, JET program was the way I came over here, but the reason was to get work experience, possibly move into game dev, which is still a dream of mine. It's been altered a little bit. Like, I mean, game development is as I found out, quite broad actually. Like, I would like to do some kind of game development, but to be honest, after working in education for a while, I kind of almost want to go in the direction of game development, but make it semi-educational.
Yeah.
So, like, you know how there's games where they like throw in a bunch of like real world information in order for you to play the game. So it's kind of like you're learning, but you don't realize you are. That's kind of the direction I've been enjoying doing, and so that's what I would like to do. But I will be total furry otaku and say I would love to work at the Pokemon company.
Yeah. He's actually a game dev. He's studying. Well, it's a little bit tricky because you're studying design. Like your school is design, but you want to focus on game dev, right? Yes. Game development. Yeah. He has it. Don't you have a game like out? You're working on a game right now.
Yes.
Yeah. He's working on a game. You want to talk about that?
No.
He said no. Well, it is also a little bit of a secret. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
I mean,
yeah.
It's the same here. It's kind of like I have a bunch of ideas I'm slowly working on for
Yeah.
myself. I'm totally like in the thing of like, oh, this is like, it's not necessarily a passion project of mine, but it's kind of like, this is like my idea. I want to keep it secret because I don't know if like other people are going to think, oh, this is great, or it's like, why are you doing this? And it's like, I'm doing it because I thought it might be interesting, but you know, so it's like the only audience right now is me.
Sure.
If I was to publish it, I would love to like just publish it on like a personal website or something for now, and like if it makes money, it makes money. But it's like for now, I just want to practice more, get some stuff out, and maybe I'll come up with something interesting that I'll put more focus in.
So we got a question for you, and then we'll do our next snack. I think we have two more. Because we're we have two small ones on our end, and then we've got 3 over here. Yeah. Well, we'll try to be quick. We'll probably not ask too many questions anymore. We'll just go through the snacks.
No worries.
Question for you, from the chat. Question for Tatsuro. This comes from Leviathan. Sorry. Do you know Sorami? Because I see he is following you.
Do I know Sarami? So, I do, believe I have met Sarami on at least a couple of occasions. I wish I could say that I kept in contact with like everyone on Twitter. I'm sad to say I don't, but I am doing my best to remedy that. I'm gonna say that I'm still kind of in that weird zone where it's like I have a whole bunch of people I need to message because it's been so long.
Yeah,
I just need to like sit down and get to it because I take ages to reply to people's messages. So I'm probably at the point now where it's been so long since I last talked to Sarami in person that it would almost be like I have to almost start from scratch.
Sure.
I think. So that's kind of where I am. I don't want to say I know Sarami, but I know that I definitely have met them on at least one occasion.
Okay.
Particularly at a furry event, camping event.
你要帮我切这两个，这个有可能有点难。Yeah, so we're
There's a project I'm working on, and if they wanted to help with some audio, I would probably be interested if they wanted to collaborate on that. But
我真的很好奇这个有没有刀器，
Okay,
要冒险。
So it looks like the mooncake is next over there. So as for our Japanese snacks, the next one is matcha flavored, but it is Meiji chocolate as well.
You know that makes me feel very I feel like I'm very loved right now. Like I'm actually happy. You can't tell through the fucking camera. I'm actually very happy. I'm at the edge of my seat.
Those were the two that I referenced for you. So
Thank you. 4块，谢谢. Yeah, like I'm actually. That looks fucking good. I'm not just saying it because I'm the matcha fuck. That actually looks good. Like I almost don't want to eat it. It looks so pretty.
Yeah. So the Meiji, quick story about Meiji. If you are ever traveling on the local train, not necessarily the Shinkansen, although you might see it on the Shinkansen, not sure, but between Osaka and Kyoto, on the north side of the line, you will pass the Meiji chocolate factory, and the side of the building looks like a giant chocolate bar. I am yet to go on a tour. I believe you can do tours, although they are completely in Japanese. But I'm hoping to maybe get a tour of that factory at some point.
So we've got that. So we'll open up the chocolate. We're gonna cheat a little bit and open two stuff because we already opened it up on the Taiwanese side. So we cut them up already. But this is a mooncake. This is a Cantonese style mooncake. It does not have any yolks because I hate yolks. This is actually a leftover that you only eat this during Mid-Autumn Festival, but it's a leftover, right? So we saved it for this occasion. It's very rare to get this out of Mid-Autumn Festival. And then this, 这个叫什么?
绿豆糕.
So this is mung bean cake. More like it's again not cake as in like a birthday cake, but it's more like a pastry in the same sense like sun cake, Taiyang being like, is it really a cake? Because I think it has some flour in it, but it's not what you would call like an actual cake. But anyway, so we cut them up already. Sorry, we didn't show you the actual shape of it. But this is more like a round shape, and this is a rectangle. This is what it would look like if it was together. That's what a mooncake would. We usually cut it in small bits. Oh yeah, 不错，你可以吃. This particular flavor is, I'm not sure actually. Oh, this is red bean. This is red bean, which you're familiar with that flavor. There is one that is not red bean that is red. That's called jujube. This is mung bean. I actually like mung bean. I'm a fan of that. But I'm afraid of this because this actually, this one on my left, the mung bean cake, that actually might have expired. But I'm gonna take a risk and eat it because we didn't refrigerate that. The mooncake you don't really have to refrigerate, but you do need to eat it within like a week or two. I actually prefer the mooncake, but yeah, like. Yeah, pick what you want first.
I'll do mooncake first.
I've already eaten the mooncake before, so I'm not going to eat that. I can eat that tomorrow, maybe.
Tastes like mooncake. And here's chocolate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Seems like on the bottom it's a
Regarding
little
the
bit
mooncake.
melted together
Oh, sorry.
from the packaging. But it's not hard to separate. It's
Oh,
just
okay. Yeah, it just melted. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's chocolate. Yeah.
Yep. I will eat this.
Regarding the mooncake, is there something about the autumn festival where you have like different sizes of mooncake and you win like big ones or small ones? Is there like a game or something?
他说
I might be recollecting
你买月饼的时候他有戏吗？好像没有游戏，就是你买 mooncake 的时候你会玩一个游戏吗？
玩一个游戏，
好像
不会。
He says no.
No? Okay, I might be recollecting something else.
Yep, tastes like 哦，我觉得到期了。
OK。
Oh, this expired. This expired. It actually tastes. I think there's like. Oh my god, dude! Am I gonna throw up tonight? God damn.
Are you gonna be okay? Take some water. Take some water.
No, I'm gonna spit it out. Okay. I'm gonna spit it. Okay, so. Let me do it first. I'll be.
Okay. So
Is it really that bad? Oh jeez.
I think we're gonna be okay. Here's what I'll do actually. I'm not a big eater of chocolate, but I will go ahead and try this because maybe the matcha and chocolate combination won't be as bad. I mean, it's not like I'm allergic to this. It's just at some point in my life, I decided that I did not like chocolate. I was like 3 years old, and I tried chocolate one day, and it was just like, you know what? This isn't for me.
Oh,
Yeah. It's a bit like me and cheese, actually. I remember, like, growing up, I was all over the cheddar cheese, but then once I hit, like, 7 years of age or something, I was like, yeah, I mean, cheese is fine, but I could probably do without it. I mean, like, if cheese is on a pizza or whatever, you know, fine, whatever, but it's like I won't go out of my way to have, like, oh, just, like, mozzarella covered whatever, or, you know, it's like, I'll just have the regular amount of cheese.
Yeah. You know what it is though? It's American chocolate. It is terrible. Like,
I disagree.
Oh, that's right. You've got the specific,
milk chocolate?
I watch so much cooking YouTube. I keep forgetting who does what. I believe it was an Adam Ragusa video where he goes into the specific ingredient in chocolate and why it tastes so different. It was either him or the guy who used to work at Fox. Paris. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, no, like I've had like the Hershey's chocolate, and coming from like New Zealand where we have like the Whittaker's brand chocolate, which is like our local company. It's like so good, and like the Cadbury's is like coming from that, and then tasting Hershey's once or a couple of times. I'm like, wow, this actually does taste like. Not gonna lie, it does taste like I've been sick in the back of my throat. Like,
yeah, Hershey's is low tier.
I didn't really want to say that considering how you felt earlier when you had the mung-bean cake, but no, it's just not. It's not pleasant for me. I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, Hershey's is not very good. That's probably like a really good example of a bad thing. But I think other chocolate brands in America are decent. Yeah, the Hershey's that's I'm actually okay with it. So maybe my standards are low. But then again, for like in my childhood, we kind of grew up in a poor family, so quote unquote high quality chocolate was out of our reach. That's not something we would normally grab. We wouldn't normally grab that. And it's not that high quality chocolate is like $1,000. It's just, you know, it's just like when you're saving money or when you're kind of poor, your choices are limited. I'll use this, so I started licking my finger.
I'm still not a fan.
Other brands are available.
I'm still not a fan of chocolate, but this kind that I had, the combination of it with matcha, it's actually not that bad. There's still a little bit of
matcha. Matcha.
There's still a little bit
the
of
matcha dance,
like an unpleasant aftertaste to it, but it's not bad.
I think it's matcha and milk chocolate, so it would have less of an aftertaste than matcha and like dark chocolate, for example. How do you feel, Burger? How do you feel about white chocolate? Have you tried that?
White chocolate is not that bad, actually. Yeah.
Oh, so maybe it's the bitterness of the cocoa. Maybe it's
Maybe.
more like
Could be.
cocoa butter rather than cocoa solid.
Yeah.
I just want to say to the 18 people and whoever else, to the 18 people watching this, thank you, because you're actually superstars on a Saturday night, listening to people talk about Japan, Taiwan, and snacks. And a guy who, like, I didn't throw it, but like that thing. Okay, so I think there's like milk in the mung bean cake. I think there's milk or there's something in it that can expire. There's something in it that can expire, and I think that expired.
Yeah.
And like I tasted it's sour. It was sour like milk. It was sour like expired milk.
Oh, I missed the plate. Sorry.
Yeah, so don't fucking eat. I had a feeling, dude. Like I'm gonna take a picture of this, dude. Like, yeah, damn, man. Yeah, sorry. I mean, I'm okay towards that anyway. I'm not actually upset. So we're done with the Taiwanese side, but we still have like 2 more things
So,
here.
we
Let's get
have-
through those quickly, though.
Yeah. Here are these. Those look like Halloween candy.
I like Halloween
Yeah.
because I get to eat chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
So that's not specifically like Halloween. It's just like packaged differently for Halloween. Now, this is 2 different kinds of the same kind of like cookie biscuit type sweet. So the top one is Takenoko no Sato, and the bottom one is Kinoko no Yama. And they're basically the same kind of thing. However, the top one looks like baby bamboo shoots, and the bottom one looks like little mushrooms.
Oh my god, they do look like bamboo shoots. Hey, it's
Yeah, but they're both
Yeah.
a little chocolate thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Similar to, are you a dog person or a cat person? Or are you a summer person or a winter person? There have been surveys where it's, are you a Takenoko no Sato person or are you a Kinoko no Yama person? So the company that makes both of these did a survey and they found that the answers were about 50-50
Wow.
for
Wow.
both of them. So you can taste both and see which one you prefer.
I'm glad we have 2 packets, so I guess, we'll divide it up evenly at the end, but that's pretty convenient, so we just, that's easy to divide. So I guess, we can still share these because there's stuff inside, so let's open up both.
That one's actually opened up a little bit already.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why when I opened it up, I think.
I need to wash my hands too, actually. I'm gonna set this down here.
不要试试看。
这个吗？可以啊。
哦，
真的看起来像，但是我不喜欢吃笋子。然后他说要比一比，因为他说这个公司有2种，是这个跟这个，然后那个公司说，他们发过一个调查，你比较喜欢这个还是这个？然后公司说结果就是一半一半。
一半一半。
对。
Taiwan is too hot。
对啊，然后这个更可怜。对。
Seems like
Stick
some of the
together.
chocolate treats you have sent us, Tatsuro, have melted because of the Taiwanese heat.
Yeah, I was afraid that might have happened.
And
Well, I mean, it doesn't
Yeah,
taste
yeah, I'm
the.
gonna take it now.
It doesn't change the taste of the chocolate, just the texture and consistency.
So I got 3, so yeah, he took 1, so
Yeah.
everybody gets 1.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good.
Well, I apologize. Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
That's good.
It's not that bad. I know it's chocolate, but
You know what?
It should be chocolate and kind of like a chocolatey and a cookie.
Yeah, I feel like, thank you for saying cookie. I feel like, yeah, she's 10. I feel like at first I thought they were both the same, but I think the cookie part is different. I think the cookie part is different. The chocolate seems like the same,
Yeah.
but it's like the texture of the cookie. And I almost want to say like I'm the mushroom I like that. I like the crunchiness from the mushroom a little bit more. It kind of the mushroom one reminds me of something called like yan yan.
Yan yan.
Yeah,
Yes,
do
I know
you,
that.
do you know what that is?
I've had the
Yan yan,
strawberry
which
one.
is from Meiji.
It is, yeah. You know what?
Yeah, the mushroom one reminds you of that.
Yeah.
Not the bamboo shoot.
Yeah.
It's like that cracker.
Mhm.
That crunch I feel that
Mhm.
reminds me of that.
Yeah, I was trying to place what kind of cookie that reminded me of, and that is exactly it.
I've had that. Yeah,
Mhm.
yan yan, yan.
Yeah. Another selfie. Okay. Let's see. This last one has a very nice photo of this little gate or shrine in the middle of the water. Is that the one at Hiroshima?
You got it. That is Utsukushima Shrine
Yes.
near Miyajima Island in Hiroshima.
Right.
That
Yes.
is Momiji Manju.
Fucking so.
Momiji is a maple leaf and Manju is the little red bean cakes.
谢谢。
Right. All right. Yes. So I've been watching this YouTube channel called Abroad in Japan, and that's where I'm learning more about this Japanese stuff.
Isn't it the British guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That,
Mhm.
hey, have you met him before? The British guy abroad in Japan? I feel like you should meet that guy.
No, I mean, if I was more of a prominent YouTuber,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm not quite
Yeah.
there yet.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, let me put it this way. I didn't think I'd be plugging this, but like at the start of 2020, like over the New Year's, I actually traveled from Kagoshima to Hokkaido by local train over 5 days.
Oh, I remember that.
I took video of it. I just haven't edited it, and because, like I said before, like when it came to like editing just the summer video, and that was a short thing, you know, that took me ages. So honestly, I would love to edit that and post it on YouTube. It's definitely not going to be the same caliber as like a travel YouTuber, but you know, hey, if it kind of spurs me to edit more YouTube videos in the future, I would love to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
诶，他们说馒头，为什么？是日馒头是日本的馒头是什么？
Well, it seems like nowadays,
是饺
the
子。
host of that, Chris.
哦，他们的馒头是
Chris
甜点
Rod,。has
应该是
been
甜点。
collaborating
对，
with
我记得这也是甜点。
not really other travel vloggers in Japan, but more like general
哦，我记得，
Japanese
我记得。
YouTubers. Like, so
Absolutely.
whatever
yeah,
kind of.
I have seen their videos a couple of times, but I don't follow them as much.
Yeah.
I should be watching all
Oh my god.
the cooking YouTube recently.
Wow, dude, I always wanted to go to Canada, man. Like, thank you for doing these Canadian snacks. Thank you. Came a cool lad, but yeah.
The Momiji.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Just hamming it up. No. It's is this a sort of like cake?
Yeah, it's a red bean cake.
Oh, gotcha.
It's manju. So actually, when you go to the Tsukushima,
Yeah, it's cute.
sometimes you
Yeah,
can
no,
see, because
nah,
sometimes
man.
you can get like different flavors of bean cake. Sometimes there's custard in them. Sometimes there's chocolate. There's like different flavors you can get. This is just kind of the standard red.
Yeah. Yeah.
If as a travel tip, if you go to the Tsukushima, try a deep fried one.
Deep fried.
This kind of reminds me of the fishies. You know what I mean? What's that called?
Taiyaki.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's the same. It's the same kind of
Yeah.
idea. Taiyaki is a little bit more of a pancakey batter. This is more of a cakey batter. I think.
Thank you.
More of a cakey
Thank you.
outside.
开动，
Sorry.
但是你们真的会抽开动吗？
呃
那是小时候会。
，elementary school
是
or kindergarten。
或者是当兵吗？当兵的时候会
当兵好像不会。
哦。いただきます。
Yeah, I like the red bean taste in this. It is really good.
Smells nice. I would eat this as breakfast with my fellow Canadians.
It's breakfast. My gosh. So just pour some maple syrup over it.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. So is it?
And don't move.
Oh no.
There was a bit of trash stuck to his head.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yes.
好吃吗？
好吃。然后，对，所以这个是他们的馒头吗？或者他们就是说明一下馒头是什么？
Google。
我再说，
Let's see. Looking up something involving manju.
好像他们念满族. Yeah. So what is this called again, Tatsuro?
It's Momiji Manju.
Yeah.
Momiji,
Yeah.
M-A-J-I.
So
M-A-N-J-U.
So that same character. Here's some history for you because you'll like it. Those two characters are pronounced mantou in Chinese, and it is actually a kind of bread. So mantou, like that is a kind of bread. Usually, it's steamed, and it's popular in northern China as opposed to southern China because it's made out of wheat, and they eat more wheat in northern China, which you probably know. So they eat more noodles in China rather than the South. The South has a more rice-based diet. In the North, is more of a wheat-based diet. So I think because mantou is a kind of bread in China, maybe slowly over time that bread came over to Japan, and I think in Japan they probably reinvented it and just put stuffings into it because most mantou in Chinese culture don't have stuffing, and the bread is very, very different from this. But I think the idea is that it's a bread product. Yeah, the exact same character, you can even Google it. The exact same characters will mean something different in Chinese. You might see it in Taiwan. You can on the street they sell mantou. Yeah.
I actually haven't had
the same characters
these
as Manju.
That's right.
Right, Mantou. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Mantou.
now I understand where Tol comes from because Tol is
The head, yep.
Japanese, which can also be Tol. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That is right.
Yeah, that is what the toll in it means. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is good though. I will probably not finish the whole thing tonight because I'm having too much sweets. My blood pressure is rising.
Yeah, I can totally understand that, and I'm sorry that I went like a little bit over your recommended number of I think you said only said 6, but it was like there was like so much empty space left in the box, and I was like,
True.
This would be a waste if I didn't give you some more stuff.
Yeah, we can.
So, I'm glad you enjoyed it all.
Well, thank you. Here we can kind of wrap up because we're almost hitting 3 hours. We're probably stretching the limits of our viewers. We're actually we can start wrapping up.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing left in there. We'll deal with all the snacks ourselves. Like we'll divide it evenly. So thank you again, for sharing your snacks with us. Wish we could we'll find a way to pay you back. We'll send you the money for the pizza after this. And hopefully if we get to meet again, we can have like another mukbang and mukbang. We do appreciate your time with everything. We love getting to hear your stories. I know I had a feeling that this particular live stream was gonna exceed 2 hours. There's a lot to say, and that's okay. That's okay. We got to learn a lot.
I don't think we touched on everything. Like I think there's like so much more we can talk about another time. So
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we definitely can continue this like maybe sometime in the future or whenever we meet again. I think that's definitely a possibility. What else can we say?
Did you hit 100 followers on Twitch?
Let's look it up. Did we like? Yeah, I don't even remember.
Because I remember you said you were really close.
We were at 98 right now.
We're at 98. He's not following us, so he should go follow.
Oh no!
Hey, if you're in the audience, you're not following us.
We need to get to 100, man.
Yeah, this
could be. Hang on, I hit this. There we go. Follow Thompson Burger.
There we go.
Oh yeah. There we go. We say let's bring that up. Okay, 帮我拿这一本书。
Hold on. He says he actually sees 104.
Oh, maybe it changed.
It's different. Because I'm looking at it on the app on my phone right now.
It could have changed. Maybe did you refresh?
Let me. Yeah, I'll refresh. Let me refresh.
Yeah, we can go ahead and start doing social media shout outs. Again, let's start wrapping up. So where can we follow you for social media?
Okay, so for me, this way to keep tabs on what I'm doing is probably following me on Twitter. My account is Rukorion. That's You spell it there.
Yep.
R-U-K.
I shared it to the chat.
R-I-O-N. Thank you so much. Just look for my kanji there, Tatsuro. There will probably be a New Zealand flag as well.
Everyone's
I'm
small.
on Twitter, and if I'm doing anything interesting, it'll probably be posted on there. I don't really have anything in the pipeline that I can announce that will happen soon, so just add me to your feed, and if something pops up, it pops up.
I just want to say thank you for the 3 followers, because you're only following us because we told you, but thank you for the 3 followers who got us to, I don't know, like 107.
Yeah, it was at 107, 108. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's Tatsuro. And if anyone is interested in like going to Japan, is it okay if we send them your way or contact you? I mean,
yeah, absolutely. We can figure out a way to get them into the Furs of Japan group
Right,
chat.
right.
And if you're on Telegram, so like Telegram's basically where the group we hang out in that.
Yep.
Happy to give you advice on whatever. Got like separate chats for like if you're interested in learning Japanese or if you're in a specific area, that kind of thing. So we'll get you in the main group and then we'll figure out what you want to do.
we have a few more shout outs to do, so thank you for Tatsuro for that. I'm actually jealous of that chat because that's what I basically so like I'm jealous because there's so much activity, because more people live in Japan, like more foreign furs live in Japan than in Taiwan. So we do have a chat for foreigners in Taiwan, but most of them don't live in Taiwan. They usually come for Infinity. But I'm trying to add more people and make it more lively. But anyway, so for Xiaodi, where can we follow you? Social media. 要怎么追你？追踪你？
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Okay.
Facebook.
So on Facebook, where can we find you on Facebook? What name?
你是说好像他们要打中文吗？
可能得要打中文。
Okay, so if you want to follow Xiaodi, then it's Li 野嘛？野也行吗？野迪。So if you type in these if you type in these 3 characters, so this is Li Ye Di.
Yeah.
You'll find Xiaodi there on his Facebook, and if you want to follow him on Twitter, if you want to see more of this guy, then keep in mind his Twitter is not safe for work. So if you want to follow a not safe for work Twitter,
You have been warned.
you have been warned. His Twitter is virus infect.
My Twitter is safe. Tatsuro's Twitter is safe.
Tatsuro's Twitter is safe. Is your Twitter safe?
Yes.
His Twitter is safe. My Twitter is safe, kinda.
Kinda.
The other thing, well, 2 things I'm gonna announce because it's also related to this. I can finally say this, so I'll probably do this too often and annoy a lot of people, just like M.A. Larson. But I have translated a book for Beast Fantasia, which is a Taiwanese fursuit maker here, based in Taiwan. This is a 10-year anniversary art book, so I can't spoil everything because that would mean that you wouldn't buy the book. But they basically talk about like their past art works. They also talk about like a book they wrote, and then talk about like their fursuit making process. If I can show that page, here's some of the fursuit. Oh, here's KC. KC, I know that guy. Yeah, so they do realistic fursuits. Please buy their book. It's not my book, it's their book. You help them out. Buy their book. The final announcement we have is that I think we're allowed to say this.
Yes.
I think we're allowed to say it. So we will be coming back for Infinity this year, which will be physical con. So that guy will be there. I'm gonna be there. This guy will be there. Probably Jordan in the chat. I know he's there. Jordan will be there. Infinity is finally coming back physically this year, 2022, and we were definitely excited. We have a panel at Infinity this year. I think I believe it's on a Sunday, but I don't want people to quote me, but I believe it's on a Sunday. I think we're allowed to say that though.
I think it's around the same time.
Yeah.
Like just before or just after the fursuit parade.
Yeah. I think it's that or the group photo, but because I think all the events are out now, so we're allowed to say this. So yeah, we're coming out with a panel for Infinity. Thank you, Jay-Z, for inviting us. Jay-Z's probably not here right now. But thank you, Jay-Z, for inviting us. We'll be talking more about the podcast and our overall productions. It will be both in Chinese and English. So for the audience who will be going to Infernity, which is probably like a handful, we will see you there. And then
we'll also check out the show, the music concert on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
That is the Time Travelers. I was invited to play bass for that band, so I'm very excited for that. This has been years, like more than 5 years or so, since I've actually played an instrument as a performance for any kind of band. But like the fact that I get to do it at a convention for a bunch of furries is just, it's a great honor for me. So shout out to the other members of the
Senpai band.
Yeah,
the Senpai band.
It's basically the Senpai band, but all of the members now are here, local to Taiwan, rather than being more international.
Oh, really? So Polar's not part of them anymore? Because he's international.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, really?
Well, it's because we're doing one solely just in Taiwan because of the restrictions with COVID and stuff.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So like maybe is it like temporarily?
It's temporary, I'd say. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, so he'll be in the Senpai band. Was it Sunday night?
Saturday
night for that. I just shared one last thing, which was our interviews from abroad, which again we were asked by Infernity to do a sort of like, which actually Tatsuro was part of. Interviews from abroad. It's a panel of interviewing people about their experiences in Taiwan. So Tatsuro, surprise, surprise, was one of our guests for that particular panel, which is a video, by the way. And so I just threw it into the chat there for people to watch later. But yeah, that's basically it. We were over by an hour, and sorry guys for everything, but I think I learned a lot. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, like I almost feel like I'm gonna have a sore throat, so I better go eat some vitamin C. And we threw away the mung bean cake. Yeah, get that thing out of here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, so I guess it, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'll see you at Infernity.
Goodbye, everyone.
There's also no stream next month because we'll be at Infernities.
Bye.
Bye.